Welcome, everybody. Our coverage of the Division Series here on ESPN continues as the series moves from New York and Yankee Stadium to Minneapolis and the Metrodome. The Yankees and the Twins ready to go at it. This series is tied at 1-1. Great to have you with us, everybody. We are looking forward to this one. Jeff Brantley, David Justice, and I'm Gary Thorne. David has been here as a player, recognizes what this noise here is all about. Will the Yankees be intimidated?
Well, I don't think they'll be intimidated. I mean, you got to remember, the Yankees play in the Bronx, New York, Yankee Stadium. I think they're definitely prepared for any type of hostile atmosphere anywhere in the world.
Well, you were there. You ought to know that part of it. This man has been on the mound, and today Roger Clemens makes a start. It could be the last start in his great career.
Well, it may be the last start, and that means that Roger's going to want it that much more. Somebody in this Minnesota Twins lineup early in this ball game is going down. Roger Clemens will set the tone, and if the Twins expect to win, they're going to have to get over it and get past it, because Roger is going to be on his game today.
And if you think there's noise in here at the start of it, wait till he decks a couple of guys. Maybe the roof will come off. Kyle Loesch is celebrating a birthday today. How sweet would a victory be for him here in his first postseason start? And for Roger Clemens, it may be his final start of any kind. The Yankees and the Twins. It gets interesting early.
That woman deserves her revenge. On October 10th, go for the kill.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy for a second there?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Kill Bill.
Silly rabbit.
Rated R.
Stronger, more comfortable, guaranteed. Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
Would you look at this credit card bill?
High interest charges. Growing balance.
Easy, big guy. I switched our balance to the Capital One no hassle card. We could save up to $500 a year.
Switch your balance to the Capital One no hassle card and save up to $500. Check your mailbox and get the nation's lowest fixed rate.
What's in your wallet?
And it is already a very noisy house here at the Metrodome. Will it affect the play today of either of these teams? For the New York Yankees, defense has not been their forte all year long. Dave Ryan.
Throughout the run of dominance this year for the New York Yankees and throughout all their playoffs and World Series wins, the 4 World Series titles, defense hasn't been a problem, but this year it has, with 114 errors and a 981 field percentage, one of the worst in the American League. In games 1 and 2, poor defensive factor. A shot in the 6th inning hit by Torrey Hunter by Bernie Williams. Soriano's relay overthrown, 2 runs would score. Later in game 1, Alfonso Soriano tries the bare hand play, it gets by him. And in game 2, a hot shot grounded up the middle, great play by Jeter diving to stop it, but his flip to Soriano at second is overthrown. Certainly some trouble, maybe with the AstroTurf here today as well, Gary. It's a very slick surface, and the roof, of course, is white. They may lose pop flies, but the Yanks are a good team on turf, Gary. 18-5 this year, 4-0 in Minneapolis. Those games were back in April.
Dave, I think you lit him up. There is Joe Torre. What a managerial career he has had with these great Yankee teams, looking for his 5th World Series ring this season. The lineup for the Yankees brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb. You take a look. The Yankee lineup game 1 did not look like this. Joe Torre didn't like what he saw, so he changed it. It's the same lineup he used in game 2. Johnson has been moved down in the order. He wants Soriano and Jeter to be together at the top. It worked in game 2, so he'll stick with it here in game 3. And our starting pitchers, a birthday boy, Jeff.
Kyle Loesch has got to be able to change speeds, especially early in this ball game. These Yankee hitters are really going to try to sit on his fastball. He's got to get the ball down. He's got to change speeds. He's not pitching against Roger Clemens. He's pitching against the Yankee lineup, and he's got to remember that.
How nervous will he be here in his first start? He's been in the postseason as a reliever. The defense for Minnesota has been outstanding, with Stewart, Hunter, and Jones in the outfield. Hunter a Gold Glove winner. Koski, Guzman, and Rivas. Mitkevich over at first base has been spectacular there. Pazinski will be working behind the plate. That's a good defensive alignment, even here at home where it can be so tough to play. A full house, over 55,000 will be on hand. Wally Bell, the veteran, is going to have the plate today with Gary Darling, Tim Welke, Greg Gibson, Randy Marsh, who is the crew chief, and Eric Cooper, the umpiring crew, working this game 3. So David Justice for the Yankees and for Minnesota. If either's to win, what's got to be done by both clubs to come away with a W?
Well, the key for the Yankees, first of all, is try to get this crowd out of the game. None better than Soriano, who has so many leadoff home runs. But jump out quick on this team and get this crowd out of it. For the Twins, they must make Roger throw strikes. Stay off of that split finger in the dirt, which is a money pitch for him. If they can make him work and hit strikes, then they got a chance.
Jeff Brandley.
I think he's exactly right. The biggest key for Minnesota right now is going to be, can Loesch throw strikes early in the ball game and keep his emotions under control.
We're going to find out right now. We're ready to go. Game 3. Swung on and missed. Soriano leading it off for the Yankees. He has had a very fine series. 5 hits and 9 at bats for the leadoff hitter. Soriano and Jeter, the 2 table setters now for the Yankees with that revised lineup. Couple of high, maybe out of the strike zone pitches.
Well, you know that Soriano is going to swing. If there's any ball that's close in the strike zone, he is going to be swinging at it.
And he'll step out to rest just a little bit at the plate, maybe try and slow this thing down. Soriano with a 2-strike count. Kyle Loesch delivers to him, and that's foul back.
This is what teams do, though, with Soriano. They try to pitch him in, try to crowd him. They know that with 2 strikes, he'll chase the ball that's a little bit higher than high. Those first 2 pitches were perfectly located. I think this is a positive sign, though, for the Twins, Loesch, to start out at least in the strike zone.
And that one again is foul back. Soriano's come up with a bat waggling as he's had pitches from Loesch to go after. First 2 missed, next 2 fouled off.
Well, the one thing that I like early from Kyle Loesch already is he's working quick. He looks confident. You've got to express confidence in that Yankee and make sure that Yankee dugout knows that you're confident on the mound.
Celebrating his 25th birthday today, 14 and 11 during the regular season. Again, Soriano will take that one as he climbed the ladder a little higher. But Soriano is not willing to go after it, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Here you see the birthday boy today, 3rd major league season. Swung on and chopped to short. Guzman's got it. David, how about tough is this carpet for infielders to play on when it comes to the ground balls?
Well, I was talking to Jeter before the game, and I asked him, do you normally play deeper when you're playing on AstroTurf? He said, yes, you normally do, but with the speed of this Twins ball club, you can't play deeper. Now, the ball gets you a lot quicker playing on AstroTurf. If you're playing more shallow in the infield, that's a greater chance for balls to get by you quicker than if you play deeper.
Here is Derek Jeter. Solid numbers. You saw both he and Soriano have been outstanding so far in this division series. Jeter moved up into that number 2 spot when Nick Johnson was shipped down to number 8 because his bat's not hot. Boy, they're going after high heat here.
Well, this is part of the adrenaline early in the ball game. The crowd is loud. You got that adrenaline going. I don't think that you're going to see the Yankees chasing these pitches all game long, and I don't think Kyle Loesch can pitch up there all game long.
It's a little dangerous here in this yard. 1 strike delivered to Jeter. Got that one down and in.
But this is exactly what Kyle Loesch needs in the 1st inning. I mean, he's feeling the adrenaline, the emotion of the crowd. He just wants to get through this 1st inning so he can get back to that dugout and relax a little bit.
Loesch lost 2 games to the Yankees during the regular season in starts that he made early in the year. They are the only 2 appearances where he has had a decision against the Yankees in his young career. And Jeter's gone.
This is just a fastball right by him.
Fastball up in the strike zone, and you could just see Derek Jeter as he walked back to the dugout checking out Kyle Loesch. Loesch giving the little fist pump when he struck him out. You don't want to get this Yankee lineup fired up. Trust me, don't wake them up.
Here's Giambi, who drew the boos for the big hit that he had in the last game that the Yankees won. There you see the numbers, 2 for 8, couple of RBIs so far in this division series. Loesch has got 2 down, nobody on. He's thrown 10 pitches, 11 now, and only a couple have been out of the strike zone.
And 9 of those 11 have been fastballs. So he's trying to establish that fastball.
And you can be assured that come the next inning, some of these Yankee hitters are going to be stepping out. They're not going to let Loesch work this fast all game long.
Pretty good heater right there. As you can clearly see, Los is a fastball pitcher. He's got a curve, a slider, maybe a change, but it's the fastball.
Well, he's very smooth with his windup. You can see the ball well off him, which makes that 95-mile-an-hour fastball around your chest look very inviting.
Giambi waiting, fans roaring. The Homer Hankies are out here as they have been for all of the playoff series over the years in Minnesota. Don Zimmer, Joe Torre, the bench tandem. All these Yankee winning seasons. And the crowd roaring for another strikeout. 2-2.
This Tuesday on Playmakers.
Leon Taylor?
Yeah.
You're under arrest for spousal battery.
Call up.
Why won't you listen to me? I don't want this.
They asked me, did I ever witness you cross the line?
Yes or no? You're gonna suspend me without being found guilty?
The team has got to take a stand.
You think I'm a felon?
One more from you and I'll finish you.
Playmakers, the hit series, continues Tuesday 9 p.m. on ESPN. Preceded by last week's episode at 8.
What does DirecTV DVR with TiVo mean to you?
Awesome quality.
You don't have to choose between your favorite shows anymore.
DirecTV with TiVo will find your favorite shows.
It records the show
while I'm gone. For the whole season.
Click, you record, and you're done.
It's that easy. I can watch it then, I can watch it later. It's fabulous.
It puts you in control. The other thing I love, the wish list.
It's like a search engine. Any program, favorite actor, favorite director,
it'll find so many options. It's awesome.
DirecTV DVR. Call 1-866-GET-A-DVR or log on to directv.com.
Bringing DirecTV to our new house was real easy. We just called ahead, left the old dish where it was, and packed the receiver and remote. They gave us a new dish and even took care of the installation. Actually, DirecTV made moving an enjoyable experience.
Now it's my turn to enjoy it. Here you go. Remember to lift with your knees, dear.
Well, Los gets the job done as he sets him down 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts. Let's take a look at the lineup for Ron Gardenhire's Minnesota Twins. This is a lineup that total is hitting 173 lifetime against Roger Clemens, the starter for the Yankees today.
Well, there's no way that this lineup is going to be successful if they're intimidated in the least bit. And we all know what Roger is going to try to do, especially early in this ball game, set the tone. He may not drive the ball at somebody's head, but you can be assured he's going to be pitching inside. If this is Roger Clemens' last game, he wants it to be a meaningful one.
Take a look at the defense. Matsui, Williams, and Rivera. Those are not strong arms in the outfield. Boone, Jeter, Soriano, Giambi have the infield. Jorge Posada, the battery mate, as he's been so often with the Rocket. And there is Ron Gardenhire, second season Twins manager, both times into the playoffs, taking over for Tom Kelly, who's still around in advanced scouting for Gardenhire. Shannon Stewart steps in. Of all the members of this lineup today that the Twins have in, this is the man who's been the most successful lifetime off Clemens. 8 for 31. Nobody else even remotely has numbers like that against the Rocket. And that's up high for a ball.
Well, the thing that Stewart does that I think best, and that's what allows him to hit Roger Clemens, is he can hit the ball away, and he's not intimidated. Shannon Stewart can take the ball away and drive it into that right center field gap, even after seeing a pitch underneath his chin.
Clemens with a fastball catches the outside corner. We were talking before the game, David Justice, about the home plate umpire, Wally Bell.
Exactly. You know, Clemens is very good at throwing the ball just off the outside corner. If he's getting that call today, he's going to be very tough to hit.
And Wally Bell usually does that.
Yes.
That ball is foul back. Books are kept on hitters, pitchers, and umpires.
Right. When you see a home plate umpire come out there, you got a pretty good feel of what type of day it's going to be. And you have to adjust to the umpire. He doesn't have to adjust to you. But if Clemens is getting that pitch called a little bit off the plate, then he can extend it a little further. You'll see guys start swinging that balls out of the strike zone.
Tried to get one right there and did not. Pitch is taken away. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. What were you laughing at, Brantley?
You know, David, after playing with Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, they love to explore that outside corner and just see how far they can take it out.
But I don't think anyone explored it any better than those Braves pitchers. But you would find that guys would start looking for that pitch that's actually a ball. And then they would start swinging at balls even further away. And then all of a sudden a pitcher would throw it inside, almost middle in, and they would take it because they're leaning so far out of the plate.
3-2 delivery on the way, and there's a leadoff walk. We'll see how this plays out. Let's check in with Kyle Ravage. Kyle.
Gary, thank you. Pair of rookies on the mound. We start first with Dontrell Willis. Man on first. Rich Aurelio goes down swinging, and then the first of what many believe will be great matchups. Willis to Barry Bonds. It's not Mike Lola third today. It's Miguel Cabrera ranging into the stands to make the catch. So no damage done. Marlins now batting.
A busy day of baseball action. We'll keep you covered on it. Clemens now with Stewart on at first base. Do they start running right away?
Well, the thing that I'm worried about is looking at this Yankees outfield. We talked about the arms that they have. With the speed at the top of this Minnesota Twins order, any ball that's in the gap or even a single, I think you're going to see a lot of extra bases taken by this Minnesota Twins lineup when they're on base. They're going to try to put pressure on these outfield arms.
Definitely. They know the arms in the outfield. What the Yankees outfielders have to understand, though, is balls that are hitting these gaps, if they can cut them off, but your angles to the balls have got to be perfect. If not, you may turn a double into a triple, or a guy from first will definitely score on.
That one fouled off by Rivas, who's looking for his first hit of this division series with the 0 for 7. He looked like he was trying to shoot that ball between first and second base, with the runner being held over there by Nick Johnson.
Well, David, you talked about the speed of this turf, especially when balls are hit hard, and Bernie Williams just doesn't have the speed that he's had before, and any ball that's to his left or right, it doesn't even have to be in the gap at this point. He's going to have a tough time getting it cut off.
Stewart had only 4 stolen bases, 6 chances during the regular season, but Clemens has thrown over twice and now looks him back.
But see, this is exactly what Minnesota wants to do. They want to disrupt the tempo of Roger Clemens. Don't let him get into a comfort zone. And when you have speed, a guy like Rivas who can handle the bat, and you got a guy fast at first base, you can disrupt him a little.
That one's going to be fouled back as he came back inside, and that'll put a 2-strike count on the Twins' number 2 hitter.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing that they're going to try to do early. Anytime you let Roger settle in and get that confidence and get that mojo going a little bit, he's awful tough to get to. If you can get to him early, keep him out of his game, you got a chance to beat the big boy.
He is 23-12 lifetime against the Minnesota Twins. Some big numbers, including a victory this season. That one's fouled back. Reached for that one again. We're talking about the infield. If you take a look at where the infield's lined up right now, they are in. I mean, even though this is a double play situation, they are really drawn in tight right now compared to what you'd be on grass.
And it's because of the speed of this Minnesota ball club. You cannot play back. If you play back, there's no way you'll turn double play. And if you play back, you may not throw the runner out at first as well. So you must come in if you got a chance, if you want to have a chance of throwing them out.
And a 2-strike count here on Rivas. Shannon Stewart at first base. Not a big lead. Not going. And that one hit in the air to right. Rivera's there. Puts that one away. Runner tags what will stay at first base. And as we learned in the Marlins game, from now on in this postseason, any fly ball will not be called an out until it is in the glove.
There you go.
And stays there.
Especially in this part.
Wow. One away.
David, we were talking earlier before we went on the air, and you were telling me what it was like to go out and play behind a guy like Roger Clemens. How much difference does it make to play behind a guy that you know has that big adrenaline and taking the mound with some serious presence?
Well, Rocket is the most fired up guy out there on the field right now. His pregame preparation and the intensity that he has in his eyes, you can't wait to get out there on defense. You can't wait to hit because you know he's about to give you 150%. He's giving you all he has. So, he just elevates the whole team just by the way he takes the mound with his presence.
And Kavich, you see, is also an 0 for 7. The middle of this lineup, Rivas 0 for 7, Kavich 0 for 7, LaCroix 1 for 7, Jones 1 for 8. That's why right now the Twins have to consider themselves fortunate to have this series tied because they're hitting only 190 in the first 2 games while the Yankees are hitting 262. Today they go against Clemens, who in his last 8 postseason starts 3-1. He is 6-6 lifetime. Runner goes. It's taken. Jorge Posada's there and didn't get him. Jeter could not get the tag on. Stolen base.
And as we're talking, they're going to put pressure on you. You know, they're going to try to take this game to the Yankees, get these fans riled up.
That throw was there.
Yeah, but he did an outstanding job of sliding to the outside of the bag. Shannon Stewart had a feel that this was going to be a close play. So if he slides to the outside of the bag, it's a less chance of Jeter getting a tag on him. That's a great slide.
Now you got a runner in scoring position. Minkiewicz's ground ball played by Soriano. They get the second out of the inning, and Stewart moves over to third base now with 2 down.
When you talk about the Minnesota Twins, stealing bases, bunting, hitting and running, playing the small part of the game, this is nothing new for the Twins. They have done this all year long, which allows them in pressure situations like the playoffs to still be able to execute. It's not something new for them. That's why they can score runs, even though they may not be hitting or getting as many base hits as the New York Yankees.
As well as in the playoffs, you're talking about the best pitchers. When you're talking about the best pitchers, batting averages are not going to be high. It's all about pitching, defense, and getting that timely hitting. And the Twins have been able to get the timely hits when they needed them.
Well, here's a chance for one of their most timeliest of hitters. The designated hitter, Matthew LaCroix, in there, has gone only 1 for 7 so far in the series. But he hit .367 with runners in scoring position during the regular season. He was one of their best clutch hitters. Swings through the high heat, and Clemens is ahead on the count. Roger Clemens coming with that notorious fastball, the great splitter that he throws, keeping everybody honest. 3rd all-time in strikeouts, 4,099 regular season Ks, and he adds another right there. Almost like he needed it, so he just went out and got it. No runs, no hits, and a base runner left on at 3rd. Scoreless.
Well, if you ever plan to motor west, take my way, that's the highway, that is the best. Get your kicks out on Route 66. Get your kicks out on Route 66. You'll be feeling real fine on Route 66.
Irish Red. Irish in spirit, a step up in taste. This calls for Killian's.
What are you doing? I'm working my tail off.
You're lying there in a bed.
No, this is just a symbol of how I feel in my new Red Wing boots. It's a bed. No. Red Wings just feel like a big comfy bed for my feet. It's a metaphor. It's a bed. It's a metaphor. A bed.
Hey, you two, get back to work.
Red Wing Comfort Force, the most comfortable boot we've ever made.
I'm getting a pair of those metaphors.
And now some tips from the defensive line. Dominate the field.
Oh, yeah!
Never give a yard. Crush anything in your way. Own Too Fast, Too Furious now.
The new spicy chicken burrito from Taco Bell. Packed with shredded chicken simmered in authentic Mexican spices. It's a little spicy, a lot filling, and only $1.29. To get your fill of this satisfying thrill, think outside the bun.
This fall, Bristol-Myers Squibb, the cancer community, and I will come together for a very special campaign called the Tour of Hope. We want to raise awareness of clinical trials and let people know that cancer research is worth the ride. I've had this relationship with Bristol-Myers Squibb for years now, because if it wasn't for BMS drugs, I just would not be sitting here today. Together, we can speed the search for a cure.
Follow the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope team and Lance Armstrong in this historic ride. Find out more by visiting our website.
This week on Sunday NFL Countdown, we'll examine the spark behind KC's fast start.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
Plus, find out why T.O. is so T.O'.
They think he's yakking right now. He's just simmering.
Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Great to have you with us. Our coverage here on this very big Saturday in the division playoffs. Major League Baseball, no score. Loesch will go back to work. Bernie Williams stands in. I noted this to David Justice, Jeff, before the game. We had a note here that Bernie's got 57 career postseason RBIs now. Do you know who's number 1 on the all-time postseason RBI list.
Let's hear it.
It's David. It's J-U-S. I think it's a Justice. Justice has 63. Williams has 57 postseason RBIs.
How about that?
How about that? Huh?
Well, thank you guys. I'm the temporary leader.
Wait a minute. You told me you were going to sign a new deal. If he gets within 2, you can come back.
I told you I'm coming back next year if he gets close.
And Bernie Williams fouls that one off.
Well, I've got to believe when Bernie comes back next year, it's going to be in left field. I've got a feeling that Soriano is going to be the Yankees center fielder next year. I think they're going to put that speed and that athletic body out in center field and sign a second baseman that can lead off for them, and that will make a little bit of change. It'll take a lot of pressure off Bernie Williams.
David's waiting anxiously.
Just to say that's one heck of a prediction.
What are you going to do with Matsui?
What's that?
What are you going to do with the left fielder now?
Jeff didn't think that far ahead.
Matsui, you're going to win Rookie of the Year, and you're going to bench him?
He's going to move to second.
You think he's going to win Rookie of the Year?
Well, yeah, I do. You don't think so?
No.
No. Okay. Little discussion going on at home plate here, and not a particularly good one.
And Bernie's doing pretty much what Jeff was saying earlier. You know, step out. Do not allow Cal Loesch to get in his comfort zone, to get in the groove. You have to disrupt him any way you can. And
Williams would not get back in. That one drilled into the corner. That's why they do it. That's going to take a hop off the wall. Williams makes the turn. He'll head to second. Jock Jones's throw not in time, and Bernie Williams has a double leading off the second inning.
See, facing Cal Loesch, you know you're going to get a fastball. Look at the first inning. He threw probably 95% fastballs. Bernie knows he's going to get a fastball. This whole team knows they're going to get a bunch of fastballs. So they have to be ready for it. He was ready for it right there. It's a nice swing and a good start for him in this inning.
Young pitcher, disrupt his timing. Good things will happen. You let Loesch stay in that groove as he was in the first inning, you have some major problems hitting that stuff.
And this is what the Yankees want to do early, because as you listening, there's nobody really talking much in this. The crowd is taken out of it right now.
Now Jorge Posada with a 1-for-8 so far in the series gets the RBI chance. The switch hitter batting left here against Loesch. They'll try and hold Williams close at second, and takes that pitch for a strike.
See right here, what Jorge wants to do definitely is get him over to third base. You're in the opposing team's stadium. You want to put the pressure on them early. Right now, get him over. Do whatever you can to get him over to third and put the pressure on his defense.
Look back to second base. Posada with a big cut.
David, when you try to get somebody over to second base and you're a left-handed hitter and you know you've got to pull the ball, are you trying to dive towards the plate and try to hook it? Do you try to do anything different? What do you try to do to get the guy over there? Besides
stand a little closer, get a little closer to the plate, and all you're thinking is, I want to hit a ball hard on the ground to this side of the field. You're giving yourself up for the next guy on deck to drive the run in.
No one is taken up high in a 1-ball 2-strike count. Great to have you with us. This series moving to the Metrodome from Yankee Stadium, where the team split the first two. David Justice, Jeff Brentley, I'm Gary Thorne. Dave Ryan with us down on the field today. Roger Clemens, first inning, got a big strikeout to end it. Loesch retired the side in the first with 2 Ks. But Williams has led off the second here with a double. He's at second, nobody out. And Jorge Posada trying to get him around. Will take the pitch up high.
See a lot of guys looking like they want to offer at that high fastball. The reason is Cal Loesch is a tall guy, just like Roger Clemens. They come from over the top. You see the ball well. And you see it so well, it looks like it's hittable. But people don't understand it's 93, 94, 95 miles an hour.
And it gets on you in a hurry.
Williams watching the shortstop behind him at second base. Loesch delivers way inside. Movement down and in that time. The Yankees have hit here in this ballpark extremely well. This year they hit .320. They won all the games they played against Minnesota this season. They outscored the Twins 38-9 here at the Metrodome and pumped the home runs. I mean, this is a ball club that historically has played very well on the road anyway, but here they have really gotten the job done. That'll move the runner up. Minkiewicz has got to play that to the bag. And Williams is down to third base with one away. We'll check in with Kyle Ravitch. Carl.
Gary trying to draw first blood. It's the Florida Marlins at home. They got a hit. They got a man on third after a steal, and Derek Lee goes down swinging. So Williams out of it. 0-0 in the second.
Some surprises there. Who would have thought the Marlins would be #1 in and #2 in the position they're in right now in this series?
Well, they've got some players. Anytime you've got a first baseman that can steal 20+ bags, not only do you have some great team speed, you got it all over the place. I mean, when's the last time we saw a first baseman steal that many bags?
Yep.
And hit with the power that Derek Lee's had? That guy can play.
And they got the pump going. They are on adrenaline. Matsui, runner on at third base. The infield's going to move in. Gardenhire figuring this one's going to be close. And that won't matter. Way back into right field. The only issue's how far. Goodbye, home run, Matsui. A 2-run shot, and the Yankees have a 2-0 lead.
Did somebody say Godzilla?
Jones and Wright never moved.
Now he's had an opportunity to sit over there and watch Cal Loesch throw all these fastballs and throw them up in the zone. He's definitely looking for a fastball up in the zone, and he just tattoos it. But that's a good job by Matsui over there in the dugout, watching how the game is progressing and knowing that he's going to get a fastball. And it's not going to stop. This team is going to see a lot of fastballs because that's Cal Loesch's strength.
And you can afford to cheat on that ball, knowing all you got to do is get a fly ball and you have some production there.
During the regular season, Loesch gave up 28 rather home runs. Aaron Boone up now, and the Yankees are on top as Matsui lives up to the tradition of the Bronx Bombers and puts one out here in the Metrodome. Pitch taken for a strike.
Well, David, you were exactly right. As soon as the Yankees get on the board, it got awful quiet in here.
Real quiet.
And see, this is what you want to do when you're playing in the other team's ballpark, is get the crowd out of the game and keep them out of the game. Then there is no noise factor.
Third strikeout as Boone chased a breaking ball down and away. 2 down.
Well, this is where Loesch has got to pitch down in the strike zone. We talked about that earlier. You get out there and get excited. Yeah, the Yankees going to swing at some of those high fastballs, but if you stay up there, you're going to get burned.
Boone retired. Yankees 2 away and the base is empty. Here is Nick Johnson looking for his first hit of the division series. Takes a strike on the outside corner.
Cal Loesch is a fastball pitcher, and he has an outstanding fastball, but you must mix in other pitches, something to keep the guys off of your fastball.
That one moved away, high chopper. Mankiewicz the flip. Loesch is there. And that will retire the side, but not before damage done. 2 runs, 2 hits. Matsui the blast, the home run. Yankees leading.
Good morning, Patty. Good morning, Miss Park.
A 5.3-liter V8 would be nice. Some leather would be good.
Some leather would be good.
A sound system that only plays Vivaldi. Nah. The interior should be really quiet. Should ride like it's gliding on air. Give me everything we've ever learned about building fine automobiles.
That's a lot to fit in a car.
Who says it's got to be a car?
Introducing Rainier. It's a brand new Buick.
In football town, I know my team needs me.
And without my boys, the game could be lost. In football town!
I know it can make a difference.
I know fans can win the game. I've seen it, I've felt it, I've tasted it.
Oh, yeah!
I know. You make the game.
Designed to resist water, dust, snow, imitation. There's no other digital camera like it. Stylus Digital from Olympus. Designed to do more.
There's one envelope I really hated to open every month, my wireless bill. Bad news either way. I mean, if I talked too much, I got slammed with overages, and if I talked too little, I wasted all those minutes I paid for. But those days are over, thanks to Rollover.
Only Singular lets you roll over unused anytime minutes so you avoid paying overages months you talk more. They're your minutes. Keep them. Singular has rollover on national plans and your choice of cool phones.
I call it my look at that cute little bill plan.
Come in to find out how Singular fits you best.
LA's Best Cops, solving its worst cases. The season premiere brings a crime so wicked.
What kind of filthy animal would do this?
Even these cops will lose it.
The girl was tortured and burned to death.
LA Dragnet premieres ABC tonight, 10/9 Central.
Matsui, who had 16 home runs during the regular season, puts one up here in the postseason. And the Yankees, behind his 2 RBIs, have the 2-0 lead. Jack Jones stands in against Roger Clemens. Takes it outside for a ball. Jones has gone 1 for 8 so far in this series. Hunter and Koski will follow. Clemens with a strikeout and a walk in the first inning. Swung on and missed. Nasty pitch going down. Great to have you with us here. When you have a hitter and a pitcher in the booth at the same time, it's necessary that the play-by-play man sit in the middle.
And we're glad that you're in the middle.
Don't
Dad,
start.
We're glad, Dad.
Don't start. I'm telling you. I'll call security. Swung on and missed.
And see, that is what Roger Clemens is going to rely on now. He has built a lead, get ahead with a strike, and then start working his split finger in. He's just got Jock Jones to chase 2 pitches that would have been balls.
Jones 5 for 23 lifetime against Roger Clemens. And Jones will take that one away. And as David talked about earlier, Clemens is testing the width of this plate. When he's ahead on the count, he's seeing how far he can go out there and get or not get strikes called by home plate umpire Wally Bell.
And if he's not getting the call, he's going to start looking in there.
Missed outside with that. 3-ball, 2-strike count.
And I think when you give Roger Clemens a lead, I think he becomes a better pitcher. I think he can smell that victory. It may be in the first or second inning, but Roger Clemens, he's got the ability to turn it up unlike anybody I've ever seen.
That's a high chopper to Soriano. Easy play for him. The flip. And Jones is retired. Let's check in downstairs with Dave Ryan. Dave.
All right, Gary, big home run from Hideki Matsui. Once he committed to playing in the major leagues, the Japanese media has chronicled everything he's done on the field. There are at times up to 60 credential requests coming in from Japanese outlets, 15 print writers, newspapers and magazines, up to 10 still photographers, 6 different TV stations send personnel after batting practice guys yesterday. The entire Japanese media group awaited a comment from Matsui. He stopped by and spoke for about 5 minutes. One of the all-time great Japanese league players. His every move being sent back home, and of course the latest 2-run homer also being shown in Japan.
It's a second career coming to the major leagues in this country.
All of those stats that you see on there, that 3-time MVP, all those home runs, consecutive titles, that's why I think he's not a rookie.
So there. Hunter's gone 3 for 6. Roger Clemens. My answer and about the rookie of the year thing was I finally came down to the fact it's not his fault. He didn't make the rule. He came here. He did well. The rule says he's a rookie.
I don't like it.
He should be rookie of the year. So there. Point. Counterpoint.
There you go.
Hunter takes that one in the air to right field. In a moment, he's going to be 0 for 21 against Roger Clemens. 2 down. Clemens has owned him.
Well, if the Twins are going to win this ballgame, they've got to have Jock Jones and Torrey Hunter swing the bat well. We know what Shannon Stewart can do at the top of the lineup, but both of these guys, Hunter and Jock Jones, have meant so much to this ball club throughout this whole season. They've got to provide some offense if they're going to win this game.
And Ron Gardenhire knows that. Right now, the middle of his order is not hitting. 2 down, nobody on. Corey Koski, a couple of hits, 8 at bats so far in the series. And he takes a strike on the outside corner.
There's that pitch right there, David, that you were talking about earlier. Backdoor slider. If he can get a little bit of that edge on the outside corner, you know Roger's going to continue to try to expand that part of the play.
Clemens with 2 down, nobody on. A little off speed delivery that misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Koski. Rogers had a couple of grimaces out there. After a couple of pitches here this inning, he's taking a look in.
Well, Rogers not only trying to intimidate the hitters that stand at the plate, he wants to try to intimidate the umpire. He wants the umpire to believe that when he makes that face, he believes it's a strike, and in turn that makes Wally Bell maybe think, well, was that close enough? Maybe that was a strike.
And if he can get that to happen, it only works in his advantage, because then he'll start definitely widening out that strike zone. And it's very hard to hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball about 4 inches off the plate. As a hitter, it looks like it's like 2 feet off the plate.
Especially when you're worried about one up by your chin or on the bow tie area, as Roger calls it.
Doesn't have to do that yet. Doesn't have to tie any bow ties so far. Koski on a check swing fouls that one back. He held up, but it hit the bat. The ball rebounds all the way out. Koski's gone only 1 for 17 in his career off Clemens.
And see, that last pitch, that's a great pitch for a pitcher. I would tell every pitcher, you must keep that type of pitch in your repertoire right there. One just eye level that has some gas on it, just to let the hitter know once in a while you might see one of these, just to keep him from leaning out over that plate.
1-2 delivery, and he fouls that one off. And that's what you get after you've come inside like that. You've got the hitter now leaning a little bit away and didn't get a good swing.
Well, this is what Roger does. Anytime that you take a decent swing or he sees the upper part of your body creeping out over the plate, you're going to get a bow tie pitch. Trust me.
Fans wanting a 2-out rally to start here. The strikeout by Clemens is going to be his second. He retires the side in order. And the Yankees in the series that's tied at 1-1 have a 2-0 lead in this game.
I got business all over the country.
All over the world.
Week to week, I know I'm going somewhere.
And there's nothing worse than flying a different airline.
Every time I'm in a different city.
I'm looking for one airline.
One airline. Same airport.
Same check-in.
One frequent flyer program.
Same website for everything.
One airline.
Tons of cities.
Problem solved.
Next time you fly, get a lot more airline on American Airlines.
My name is Tommy, and I fly American Airlines.
American.
My name is David Salazar. I fly American Airlines.
I always said I was going to be playing professional baseball. That's all I ever talked about. The thing that means most to me is I want to be remembered as a Yankee. You either love us or hate us. I enjoy playing at home in front of the greatest fans in the world. And I also enjoy going on the road, people booing us and hating us. The bottom line is when you compete, you want to win. I live for this.
Watch the Division Series on ESPN. Don't miss it.
Now you can get real results in half the time it takes on a bike, treadmill, or stair stepper.
Introducing the Tread Climber by Nautilus, a machine so effective we guarantee results in just 30 days.
In one short workout, the Tread Climber burns twice as many calories as high-tech treadmills.
The secret is the unique dual treadles that let you step up as you move forward, so you do twice the work in one effortless motion. Exercise just 3 times a week for awesome results.
Get the body you want in half the time.
Now you can own a Tread Climber with no money down and affordable monthly payments. It's made in the USA by Nautilus and is backed by a 5-year warranty.
Just 3 short workouts a week on the Tread Climber will get you into the best shape of your life.
Check out the next evolution in home fitness. Call now for a free video or DVD or visit us at nautilusdirect.com today.
Carl Ravitch, Bobby Valentine. The Giants have made 6 errors, and this one allows the Marlins to tie it.
Yeah, it really is playing halfway here. That's a non-decision, really, by the defense. Either play in or back, I believe. Halfway, caught him in between hops.
It's 1-1. Back to you guys.
And the Fish just keep on swimming, don't they? Welcome back here to Minnesota, where the Yankees have the 2-0 lead. Jorge Posada, Derek Jeter. A couple of the veteran winners on this Yankee team that won 101 games this year. These veterans like Bernie Williams, it may be tough to play here, but if anybody can come here and play well, it would be these type players for the Yankees. Loesch's delivery.
It would definitely be the Yankees. I mean, when you play in the Bronx on a daily basis, I mean, your skin is thickened. I mean, you can play in any hostile environment because you're used to playing in a hostile environment every home game.
You speak from experience.
Yeah. But you talk about they have the most passionate fans and knowledgeable. People don't understand how knowledgeable the Yankee fan is. I'll never forget when Soriano went that long stretch without getting a walk. And when he finally got his first walk, he received a standing ovation in the stadium. How does everyone in the stadium know he has no walks? Because they're following the team.
That's right. Loesch has got a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Rivera batting in the 9 spot. And a check swing. They want to look, see if he went around. He did not. Gary Darling at first base.
But you know, David, we talked about the fans in this ballpark and how loud that they could be. But I still believe that as we see this check swing right here, I don't think he went. I still think that the most intimidating ballpark to play in for an opposing player is Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I remember when I played for other teams, as soon as I got the schedule, I would check and see how many times do we go to New York. and I would check when.
Coming into that ballpark, it's almost like you're playing against ghosts, especially with all the statues out there and left. I mean,
well, I've always said they're the ultimate 10th man. You know, that's
different.
A very tough team to beat at home.
Minnesota fans are trying to be that for their Twins here in this postseason, as they have been before. Foul back. Minnesota here at home went 48-33 this season.
Well, I tell you what, it tells you a lot what the Yankees think about this young player, because it's very rare that you see a lot of young players come up and make this team unless the Yankees think highly of them. Guys like Posada, an all-star. Bernie Williams, all-star. Jeter, all-star. Now this kid. Normally, they fill their spots with veterans from other places.
Rivera hit .266 during the regular season. He fouls that one back off Loesch to keep his at-bat alive on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. A 3-2 count.
And it's not only your performance on the baseball field, it's how you carry yourself. And you've got to be a team player, and you've got to fit in to the Yankee mentality in that clubhouse, or you're not going to be around too long.
You definitely won't be around for long. This is an organization that prides itself, okay, and they're not going to have any malcontents around.
Towards the hole. Knocked down. There'll be no play. Went off Koski's glove initially. It'll be an infield hit. Let's check in with Carl.
Middle. They left. Wasn't enough.
Back in Florida, Giants and Marlins. Big spot for Florida. This play by Edgardo Alfonso prevents 2 runs from scoring. It is 1-1.
Have a series, Fonzie.
Everybody said he was going to be so much better when they got to the playoffs than he was in the regular season. Edgardo Alfonso didn't have a particularly great regular season, but man, is he making a difference in the postseason so far.
Not only defensively, but his offense has been can't get him out.
He's a tough veteran player. Runner on at first base now as Rivera picks up that infield hit, and the Yankees have their 3rd hit off Loesch. Soriano grounded out his first time up, will stand in, maybe. Wally Bell had to call the timeout. Soriano slowing it down.
This is an important inning for Loesch, getting that leadoff hitter on base. He has got to hold this Yankee lineup down.
Came over the top on that one. Soriano, who comes up swinging. He doesn't take many pitches. He's not up there to wait. He may be a leadoff batter, but he's not going to stand there very often and make you throw. We saw that in his first at bat in this game. He was wailing away, fouling off pitches after he got a couple of strikes on him. Well, and then finally grounded out.
He may be missing those fastballs, but he's not behind them. He's just swinging under them.
And Loesch is starting to pitch now, too. He's throwing fastballs. He's mixing his breaking ball, and he's getting some called strikes with his breaking ball. If he can go back and forth between those 2 pitches and keep these guys off balance, then obviously it'll bode better for him.
Had a fine second half, went 8-3 after the All-Star break with the Twins. Here at home, 1-6 and lost 4. With an ERA of 4.12 on his home turf. Jammed him with a high inside fastball.
Well, that's the area where a lot of pitchers try to get Soriano. They feel like he cannot handle the ball in and up as well. And if you go a little higher, they feel like he'll chase it. That's the only weak spot that a lot of pitchers feel that he has. But if you miss there and miss over the plate,
see ya.
It's gone.
He struck out 130 times on the season, right up there with Giambi, who led the league with 140 Ks. Oh, not going to swing at that one. Little behind the head, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
And let's don't make a mistake. This is not Kyle Loesch trying to throw the ball at the head of Soriano. He's just trying to reach back and get a little extra. Just let that shoulder fly a little too soon. Ball got flat. Look out.
2-2 count. Runner at first base. Good. Breaking ball down and away. Set him up. That'll be the 4th strikeout for Loesch. More great baseball coming your way today. The Braves and the Cubs, 4 o'clock Eastern. And that game 4 is on Fox. The Cubs leading at 2-1. The A's and the Red Sox. The A's with a chance to wrap it up. That'll be at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Game 3 on ESPN2. Lilly and Lowe are the scheduled starters. And that is not a Broadway play. Major League Baseball coming up today. As the A's on the threshold of moving on against the Red Sox, whose mighty offensive machine has been shut down. Here's Derek Jeter. Swing and a miss on that one. Jeter, strikeout victim his first time up. Loesch struck out 130 in 201 innings during the regular season, walked only 45. 14 wins, 11 losses for the Twins right-hander. Infield double play depth. Jeter off the fists.
I love to watch pitchers' eyes, especially Clemens, and you see Loesch there looking into home plate, that concentration and just that sheer being in attack mode. That tells me that this kid is not scared at all. He wants to win this ball game. I love looking at those eyes when he looks into home plate trying to get his sign, being on the attack, especially against a hitter like Derek Jeter.
Jeter who finished the season hitting .324, getting the stare down. Rivera at first base, not running. Jeter takes it outside. I always wondered where that came from. Jeter always falls across the plate following a pitch. I mean, he does it all the time. Leans out, falls over when he's not going to swing.
Well, he's just getting a good look at the ball on the outside part.
He certainly does. He'll fall right over into the other batter's box sometimes. 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. Loesch's delivery's fouled away.
Derek is one of those guys that I don't know how he does it, but he stays inside the ball better than just about any hitter that I've seen in the big leagues. And as long as he stays back, he can drive that ball out of right center field. And this is not a guy that's known for his power, but he can take a fastball that's on the inside part of the plate and shoot that ball into the right center field gap.
Well, and exactly what you're saying. I mean, we used to call it slump proof. He's the type of guy who can take a fastball inside and hit it to right field as hard as you'll ever see. And it's just amazing how he can do it, because just the way he does it, the way he pulls his hands in and gets the bat head on the ball and then drives the right field. I think that's just a gift. He was born with that gift.
For me, he's the guy that you've got to throw some off-speed pitches and try to make him roll over and hit the ball on the ground. You stay with fastballs, he's going to hurt you.
Just missed outside, took a little bit off that, and Loesch has the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But you know, David, when he's in batting practice, he does the same thing. That's what he just works on that all the time. I mean, you watch him in BP, and he's consistently driving that ball into right center field.
That's his natural approach. I mean, I played with him, and I talked to him, how do you do it? He said, you know, I don't know. That's my natural approach.
Fouls that off. And in this ballpark sometimes is thought of as a home run ballpark. It is not. Historically, the Metrodome has been a ballpark, in fact, that has diminished home runs when compared to other ballparks. But it is a great extra base hit park. Huge gaps. 408 to dead center, and that carpet where the ball speeds up in the outfield. Doubles and triples multiply here like rabbits in the Maine woods. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery. Up the middle, quickly, base hit. Rivera makes a turn. He'll stay as Hunter will get it back in. It gets away, but it's backed up. So Jeter's got himself a base hit, 2 on and 1 down. And you see how quickly that ball got through the middle.
And that's what you get with AstroTurf. I mean, if the ball is not hit directly at an infielder or 1 step to either side, it's very tough to get there because the ball is going to be picking up speed. As well as line drives we're talking about that are hitting the gaps. Many a times you'll see a ball line drive straight over the shortstop's head or straight over the second baseman's head that in any other ballpark would be a double. Well, here it's getting to the defense, and it could turn into a triple, especially with the speed that the Twins have.
Well, Loesch has got to come up with some big pitches right here against Giambi. Threw him a lot of high fastballs early, and I can guarantee you Giambi will remember that first AB. If he can't use some off-speed pitches right here.
But I would go with the fastball high. I'd go with the fastball high because Giambi is a notorious low ball hitter and a great breaking ball hitter, especially low and in. I would see if he would continue to chase high.
Giambi will take that pitch inside. 2 on here and only 1 away. Rivera let it off with a single. Soriano the strikeout, then Jeter the single, and now Giambi's got another chance at it. He came through in game 2. The Yankees won it 4-1, and he had the hit that gave them a little extra breathing room with a couple of RBIs in game 2.
And it was a big hit for his confidence as well. I mean, a lot of pressure is on his shoulders each at bat, especially with men in scoring position.
He's 2 for 9 right now in this series in game 2. Here's the hit we were talking about. Put that one up the middle. Mariano just kept waving him around. Jeter followed him in. And the Yankees came away with that victory in game 2 at the stadium. Now Rick Anderson is on his way out to have a discussion with Loesch. There's the pitching coach of the Twins.
Well, I think what he's going out to tell him, especially at 2-0 right here, do not give in to Jason Giambi. The last thing that you want to do is groove one right down the middle with Giambi at the plate, especially with the swing he's got.
But if you lose him, because I don't think Cal Loesch is the type of guy who can just throw a breaking ball for a strike anytime he wants to, or change up for a strike. He has to mix them in as chase pitches. Now, if you lose Giambi here, now you got to face Bernie Williams, who's a guy who does still have some speed, and he's one heck of a hitter too. So
he's deadly with the bases.
You're right. This pitch is very important for Cal Loesch. You don't want to groove a fastball right down the middle to a guy like Giambi.
Giambi, it's a big at bat early in the game right here, and a big moment for Loesch as well with 2 on, already down 2-0, and only 1 away. He's looking for that ground ball. That pitch is taken for a strike at the knees. Giambi, a .333 hitter in postseason play prior to this year. He's got 2 on. First and second for him, and a 2-ball 1-strike count.
David, you love it when they take those 2-0 fastballs, don't you?
He just hung his head. That one hit in the air towards center. Runners not tagging. Hunter's there to make the play, and there is a very big out. Lee Mazzilli, first base coach of the Yankees, wearing a mic for us. He talked to Derek Jeter when he got over there.
That's good idea. What about him? Start taking him out on a double play now, okay? Watch him in front of you, may not score. Okay, watch him on the turf.
That's his job. Keep those runners alive and aware of the situation. That's what Lee Mazzilli was doing.
And that's exactly what you need, because as a player, you're thinking about a lot of things. And you need that first base coach over there to remind you of the outs at times, to remind you to freeze on a line drive, don't get doubled up, to remind you to check the outfielders, to check the depth of the outfielders, because you may be able to go from first to third because, say, a right fielder or center fielder is playing a little bit too deep.
Now Bernie Williams looking for a big 2-out hit. Loesch trying to end it right here. Williams had a double and scored ahead of Matsui on the home run in the second inning. First and second, but now there are 2 down. And Williams, whatever he thought he was going to get, it wasn't that. Very late on the swing.
Well, Bernie was just very long with that swing. And any time that you're long, it's a slower swing, and that was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Bernie just needs to shorten it up a little bit.
Well, he's had some big numbers now against Loesch. This is a tough out for Loesch. Rivera, Jeter, the base runners. Pitch taken away. Kaczynski just bluffs the runner back to second base. Rivera, there was nobody covering.
David, you ever swing at a pitch like that on the first pitch, doing it on purpose, being late, knowing that the pitcher was going to give you another fastball right after?
No, I was never that good to play around like that. Well, I'm just going to take a bad swing on purpose. No.
Eddie Murray taught me a quick lesson.
Bernie Williams got jammed. Good pitch by Loesch. He got right in on the top hand.
Now, I may have taken a bad swing that I knew was a bad swing, but I didn't do it on purpose, but then knew how to adjust.
Forced Williams to pull his arms back in. Fans up. Let's call them strikeout Hankies for the moment. Two down, runners off first and second. Again, came in on the fist, didn't get the call on it. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
And that's not those 2 pitches are not bad pitches, because Bernie is a smart hitter, and after being late on that first pitch, I guarantee you Bernie doesn't want to be late again, especially with 2 strikes.
Bernie, one of the all-time leaders in postseason at-bats, hits, and runs. That one to center field, a big base hit. Rivera makes the turn and will score, and an RBI single, and a 3-0 lead for the Yankees. So Williams having himself a big day. 2 for 2, a run scored, and an RBI already.
David, he did exactly what you were just talking about. He missed that first fastball, and he was waiting on that from the time that he missed the first one and makes the adjustment. That's why he swung over the top of that breaking ball to get to 2 strikes.
Well, he knew the first swing was a long swing. He just made the adjustment. He's a veteran. He's played a long time. He knew what adjustment he needed to make. Cal Loesch gave him another fastball, just like the fastball in his first at-bat that he doubled off of.
Bernie is a tough out with a runner at second base. He is tough.
Now Jorge Posada. Loesch unable to get that second out, that final out rather, where he needed it, and now still runners at first and second. Jorge Posada grounded out his first time up. He is 1 for 9. so far in this division series, and the Yankees have put up 3 runs on 5 hits. And Rogers is in the bullpen, the left-hander getting ready. You can't wait long, especially with Clemens on the mound. Loesch, his first postseason career start, in a bit of a problem here. That one's going to be taken up high. Great to have you with us indoors here at the Metrodome. And the Yankees have jumped on top in this ball game. They've done it with a home run by Matsui. The 1-for-1, the 2 RBIs, and Bernie Williams has added to it here in this inning. Here's Matsui waiting in the on-deck circle, who drove the ball out against Loesch in the 2nd inning. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Williams RBI moves him that much closer to David Justice. He's got 58 career postseason RBIs.
I've got my uniform in my bag.
You're ready. I'll sign you up. I'm going to be your agent. That one's foul back.
Who's going to be in the playoffs next year? I'm going to go to their team for the minimum.
I'll take the minimum.
For the minimum. Just so I know I can get in the postseason again.
There's Loesch, 63 total. That's a lot of pitches. We're only in the 3rd inning. What a Posada. 1-2. Runners off first and second base. And that misses inside 2-2. Came in with a fastball on him.
Well, Loesch still has a tough battle here. He still has to continue to stay focused and make the pitches. Don't give in. Don't give away that approach of locating that strike zone. This is a tough hitter right here. You have to get him. Don't let this inning get away from you.
Jeter's at second. Williams on at first base. Off-speed delivery out in front of it. Keeps the count on the foul ball at 2-2.
So, you know, sometimes you'll give up a run in an inning, and you're still thinking about that run that you gave up, that you're not really focusing on that strike zone and that next hitter. And instead of giving up 1 run in an inning, you could mess around and give up 3 or 4 because you lose that type of intensity that you need to continue to have in that inning.
Can't ever lose your concentration regardless of what happens behind you.
That's when the innings get away from you. Here's a 2-2 delivery on the way, and a miss down low with it. So a 35 pitch inning so far, and Loesch is still not out of it. Ron Gardenhire, this is what you get paid for as a manager. He's looking at the home plate umpire, Wally Bell. You get paid for the decision of how long do you leave the starter in.
Well, you can see Loesch, even though his velocity is still fine, the breaking ball's gotten a little loopy, and he's lost the command of his fastball. If you can't locate a fastball, especially in this situation, big trouble.
Runners are going. 3-2-2 down, and he got him. And he has 5 strikeouts. But the Yankees get another run. Bernie Williams delivered the base hit. Yankees leave 2 on. They lead it 3-0.
What you doing, Brian?
I'm just putting my name and address in these bottles and sending them out to sea. Hopefully someone will find them and contact me someday.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Why? Why do you torture me, Brian Henderson of 12 Maple Lane?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Brian. Nice to meet you.
The program Smith has grown beyond your control. You cannot stop him, but I can.
In less than 12 hours, the machines will breach the dock walls.
Neo is doing what he believes he must do. I don't know what he can do to save us. But I do know he will never give up, and neither can we.
The Matrix Revolutions. This film is not yet rated. Starts November 5th.
Oh, look, it's the guy who falls. Fall now.
Oh, I don't really do that anymore. It's not like I got that insurance.
What insurance?
Aflac. They pay you cash if you can't work when you get hurt. Not that I ever do. Aisle 5 under lingerie.
Price check.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Aflac.
Join the thousands who've switched to Sonic for a better tasting breakfast. Like our Breakfast Club Toaster Sandwich, made with ham, egg, cheese, tomato, and bacon, and served on thick Texas toast. Drive into Sonic and have a good morning.
SRX Performance Utility. Breakthrough.
Yankees have the 3-0 lead. Somebody's going to go up 2-1 in this division series game. Roger Clemens trying to make it the Yankees. 17 wins, 9 losses this season. Clemens with 310 career wins. Bottom of the order. Lozinski will lead it off. Lisman will follow, and then Stewart at the top of the order. That one bounces away, ball 1. Clemens has walked 1, struck out 2. Loesch has walked none and struck out 5, but the Yankees have found hits.
And we're talking about this, Jeff. Will there be any effects with Roger Clemens after sitting for so long that last inning?
I don't know that there will be this early in the ball game. Obviously, he's thrown a couple of balls, so it looks as though, but I think it affects him more towards the end of the ball game if he has to sit than early in the ball game. I think he can make the adjustment this early.
That pitch is taken. Lozinski clearly was looking for a walk that time as he just stepped out, showed a little bunt, but they're just trying to get some base runners on here. And one of the things Ron Gardenhire said that he had told his Twins hitters they want to make Roger Clemens have to work in this game, make him throw some pitches. He misses up high with that one, and it goes to 3-1. There's Gardenhire, the second-year manager. He said, I would not be surprised to see a couple of guys in the dirt in the batter's box in this game. That one down the line, but it's going to be fouled over into the bullpen ramp, and a 3-ball 2-strike count. Gardenhire, former infielder, shortstop, played major minor league baseball, kind of a bench player most of the time, couple of seasons where he got in regularly, and he's a get down dirty, grind it out kind of guy, and he's tried to give that to his team. That one is punched the other way, foul. Good catch made down the line. Bring your glove, take a souvenir home. Lozinski battling here, and he's got a 3-ball 2-strike count.
If you see the line drives that are hitting these stands sometimes, you'd be surprised everybody doesn't bring a glove.
Scary, isn't it? Those low liners that go about 4 rows back. 3-2 pitch. That one deep to right field. That is way back. Goodbye. Home run.
Well, with a 3-run lead, you know Rocky's not going to walk him. He's going to give him a fastball and see if he can hit it. And Brzezinski gets a great swing on this, excites his crowd. He knows he's going to get a fastball. It's out over the plate. Just a great pitch to hit.
Posada wanted that ball away. And you're right, David. The last thing that Roger wants to do is walk him. He just got a little bit too much of the plate right there.
And that makes it a 3-1 game. Came on the 7th pitch of that at bat. That is his first postseason home run this year, his second career postseason home run. And that one to center field, Bernie Williams. Guzman's fly ball will be easily handled, and there's one away here in the 3rd. We'll check in again with Carl.
Hi, Gary. These Florida Marlins going nowhere. They had the rookie Jerome Williams on the ropes, and they knocked him out, Bobby.
They were running on the pitch with a hit and run. Perfect execution by Pudge Rodriguez. He gets the second and then scores on a 2-1 line drive by Derek Lee. This is 3-1 Florida, and Williams out of the game.
Williams out of the game. Jim Brower in. Schmidt's decision not to go hurts him here a little bit.
Shannon Stewart here. You talk about somebody who's found a home. How about Pudge Rodriguez? He's already said he wants to stay. He loves it there. He loves playing there, and he's doing it on the field.
But I think a lot of people forgot how great a player Pudge Rodriguez was. And this guy's a perennial all-star.
That one hit on a shot, but an atom ball. That's Suey right there to put it away. Stewart is retired, and there are 2 down. Want to remind you tonight on ESPN, 7:45 Eastern, college football is going to come your way. Ranked number 7 Tennessee, Casey Clausen at QB. They will take on Auburn. College game day scoreboard at 7:30 Eastern time. College football on this Saturday. Great to have you with us here at the Metrodome. There are 2 down now. Had some shots hit off Clemens, one of them out. The other 2 outs. Rivas flied out his first time up. He pops that one up second base. Alfonso Soriano waving off the outfield, and he will put it away. But the Twins get on the board with a homer. It's now 3-1.
Monday Night Countdown delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
It's not just the advanced technology or the world's best blades. It's the way it's all put together. No razor shaves better than Mach 3 Turbo. It's the world's best shave. We guarantee it or your money back. Mach 3 Turbo from Gillette.
Hey, which never-ending pasta you guys getting?
Penne with Alfredo sauce.
Spaghetti
with the meat sauce.
Fettuccine
with pesto.
You guys play tennis today?
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl, just $7.95. Pick one combination of sauce and pasta, then another. Have all you want.
Wonderful.
I don't want excuses. You two bring me Masaka or it's your badge.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I got nowhere else to go.
Look out, buddy!
I got to get me some of those jeans.
Want to watch a pro football game from some of the best seats in the stadium? We'll fly you and 3 friends to Boston. You'll take a limo to Gillette Stadium, meet some players, and hey, you can even play on the field. Just go to GilletteStadium.com to enter. Brought to you by Gillette Sensor 3.
A special announcement from the Bargain Network. You can buy cars for as low as $500. Choose from thousands of cars repossessed and seized by the U.S. Customs, IRS, FBI, and private organizations. Call 800-370-2060. Foreclosed homes and distressed properties are selling for as low as $199 a month. HUDs, VAs, repos, and more.
Through the Bargain Network, I got my dream car, and I saved a lot of money.
New cars and homes are being added every day. For listings in your area, call now. 800-370-2060. Call now.
Introducing ESPN's Dream Job, your chance to be a Sports Center anchor. Visit ESPN.com, search Dream Job for the auditions in your city. Sponsored by Visa.
Pressure. Can you give it? Can you take it? Can you feel it? Playoff baseball.
Already one home run in this ball game. Matsui stands in and takes a strike. He delivered his first postseason home run. Rosinski has answered with a home run, but the Yankees have the 3-1 lead. Matsui now with a couple of hits and 7 at-bats in the series. That just missed. Going over the bag, foul ball.
And the Yankees got to keep trying to apply the pressure on this Twins ball club. I mean, it's so easy when you got a pitcher like Roger Clemens. I remember back in the days with the Braves. If Glavine got you 3 runs, sometimes your offense would kind of like go to sleep for a little bit because you figure, hey, that's enough runs. We're going to win now. You don't want to take that approach in the playoffs because, you know, 1 base hit and a home run and this Twins ball club is back in it. So you got to keep that intensity up. Keep putting the pressure on them.
Loesch delivers and misses outside with it. Loesch gave this club some innings, quality innings. He worked 201 innings this season. And Loesch, in his 33 starts, 11 of them ended up being 7 innings plus. So if you don't get to him, and even if you do a little bit, he will continue to battle. He's not one looking into the dugout to be taken off the mound in games. He wants the starts and he wants in. Matsui's got a 2-2 count on him and takes that one the other way, but foul.
I think Kyle Loesch is only going to get better as his years go on. The one thing that you can teach you guys how to pitch and you can teach them mechanics, but what you can't teach him is not to be scared. And this guy is not scared. He has no fear when he's out there. I think he's only going to get better as he gets older.
Another one down the line. And that's going to end up in the seats. Loesch's starts against the Yankees were very early in the season. In fact, it was just his second start. Pitched a pretty good game in the first one. Couple of runs, 3 hits, 7 innings. Faced the Yankees again in April and had an 8-2 loss in which he gave up 7 runs on 10 hits and just 4 1/3. So a lifetime against the Yankees, 3-0. Matsui to second base. Hard hit ball. Rivas makes the play. And we'll check in again with Carl Ravitch. Carl.
All right, Garrett, thank you very much. Back to the Giant Marlin game. Florida had gotten the starter out and a chance to add to it with no outs. Edgardo Alfonso makes one play, and now with one out, Edgardo Alfonso turns a double play. They intentionally walked the bases loaded to get into that situation. They got out of it only down by 2.
Edgardo thinks he's 21 again.
Playing like it.
He sure is. Off the fist, that one's going to be popped back. As Boone at the plate, a strikeout victim, his first time up.
But what you saw in that replay is you see the Marlins continue to put the pressure on that San Francisco ball club. And that's what I mean by this Yankee ball club. Continue to apply the pressure. Keep up the pressure. Do not let your offense lull yourselves to sleep because you figure you got enough runs to win now.
Loesch. This is outside. Loesch has started 13 out of 16 hitters with a strike. He's getting ahead on the count early in the game. Natsui with a 2 RBI homer. The RBI single by Williams. Lee runs off him. Jammed him again outside of third base. Koski with room. Nasty inside pitches by Loesch to Aaron Boone. See what's going on downstairs. David, where are you?
All right, Gary, right behind home plate. Good seats for Kent Hrbek, one of the all-time great Minnesota Twins. You won a couple of World Series in '87 and '91. You know what the feeling is like in this building. What are the Twins' minds going through right now with all the emotion here?
They're facing Roger Clemens. That's the thing they got to worry about right now. Lucky enough to get a hit last AJ with the home run last inning, but you know, just try to get some guys on base, get some runs right now. That's what they're thinking about.
What would your recommendation be in the book on Roger Clemens for the Twins hitters today, the way he's throwing the ball?
Be patient. The guy's a tremendous pitcher, and be patient. Try to get some runs off him. Pick away like they're doing right now. The 3-1. Hopefully they can pick away and keep picking away and get them out of the game and get somebody else in there.
What's Kent Hrbek doing these days?
Being a Twins fan, enjoying life.
He's decked out in his Twins gear, Garrett.
I guess he's doing a little fishing somewhere too. Well, Clemens has given up 2 or more earned runs in 6 of the 7 career division series starts that he's made, so you can get a couple of runs off him here, and there won't be enough in this game.
And what Hrbek is talking about it when he says be patient is be patient in the strike zone. Roger has a tendency to throw a lot of split fingers out of the strike zone, and he relies on guys to chase. You need to take those split fingers that are out of the strike zone and make him come into the strike zone with the fastball. That's what he means by be patient. Be patient and get a good pitch to hit.
All right, now the Yankees have the 3-1 lead. Loesch has got 2 down, nobody on. Nick Johnson grounded out his first time up. Johnson a couple of hits and 9 at bats. Lifetime off Loesch. Twins fans on their feet. Off speed delivery misses. He's trying to get that changeup into the repertoire here early in the game.
And it's not necessary to get contact on this changeup. It's just to let the hitter see the change of speed. Then you can go back to your fastball or breaking ball.
See what he sets him up with here in the 3-2 delivery. He missed down low. So a walk surrendered. That is the first given up by Loesch, and it comes with 2 down here in the 4th inning. And we'll get Rivera to the plate on Garden higher. Checking with his catcher.
And Jeff, that's what I mean as a hitter. When you're facing a guy who you know is primarily a fastball pitcher, but he doesn't have the command of his changeup, and he doesn't really throw a lot of breaking balls for strikes, you can just sit and wait on the fastball until 2 strikes. Just make him a 1-pitch pitcher until 2 strikes. When Kyle Loesch starts locating that changeup in the strike zone a little better, when he starts making that breaking ball better, then you can rely on that fastball. And now that 94-mile-an-hour fastball can look like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball because it's already explosive as it is, even when you're looking for it.
And the delivery there is taken outside for a ball. Loesch falls behind on Rivera. Rivera delivered a single and scored the 3rd Yankee run in the 3rd inning. From Venezuela, called up by the Yankees. He started at AAA this season, came up though early in May on the 23rd. Went back down again and then recalled. And is now getting playing time here in the postseason. Loesch delivers a strike on that one. 1-1.
You know, David, when he walked Nick Johnson, there was 2 changeups in a row at 2-2, then at 3-2. Johnson is a guy that can wait a long time anyway because he's trying to hit the ball to that left center field gap. If you've got a guy that waits and you know he can wait an extra long time because he hits the ball that way, you've got to throw him something hard in, especially when you get an account where you're going to walk him.
Rivera takes that pitch towards short. This man's got it, but he can't get the runner. It'll be backed up And everybody's safe, and another infield hit. Rivera finding he likes the carpet. That'll be a single, and he's 2 for 2. And Loesch going, boy, I'd like to have had that out.
And Guzman just couldn't get this ball out of his glove. I mean, he got there in time, and right there, see, just a little stumble. And that just threw off his whole balance and everything. Especially with your weight going towards center field, that's a very tough play to throw backwards and actually get something on it, too. With your weight going towards center field, that's a very tough play.
Now can the Yankees take advantage of it? What could have been the third out is not. And again, there are runners on at first and second. Alfonso Soriano is grounded out and struck out. He's got the RBI chance.
Well, Loesch better lock down right now. The last thing you want to do is make a mistake to this guy.
Soriano does not come up swinging there as he did in his first 2 at-bats. Takes a pitch for a strike.
The Yankees have had, multiple opportunities to score more runs than they actually have. He's made the pitches when he's had to make them, but he's also been hit hard by Bernie. But he's finding himself, in potential troubling situations each inning.
And another one right here with 2 down. Soriano a chopper. Loesch makes the play. So Soriano's got an 0 for 3 going. The Yankees leave 2 on, but they lead it by 2.
If your premium.
You can feel the Twins fans a little anxious. Ripple of applause. They want to believe. All they need is a couple of hits to get it going here. And against Roger Clemens so far, it's only been 1, the home run. First pitch is taken outside for a ball. Middle of the order up for the Twins here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Minkevich.
You see Minkevich. He really chokes up on the bat a lot. Not only with runners in scoring position, but also now that he's trying to lead off the inning. Trying to use bat control.
Clemens gets the outside corner strike. He grounded out his first time up. Now he's only one of 2 outs the Twins have recorded with ground balls. When we were talking to Ron Gardenhire before today's game, one of the things he was trying to emphasize was we want the ball hit into the carpet. We feel as though that's where we're strong with our speed. Get the ball in the carpet, try and get some through the infield, and work our offense that way. They've not done that yet.
And that's why this team is so good at home, because they've done that successfully. Use this carpet, use their speed. Now, I don't know if it's Roger Clemens or if it's the fact that, or if it's them, but the fact is they definitely need to utilize their strengths, which is hitting this ball on the ground, hitting it on the ground, and using their speed.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Minkevich. Infield back on him. The pitch is going to be taken away. Delighted to have you with us for our game here today. This is the pillbox that we work in. It's great, isn't it? I mean, I love this ballpark. I honestly do. But we work in a broadcast booth with cement all around us.
It's part of the ballpark, isn't it? Concrete.
It is part of the ballpark. Roger Clemens delivers down low.
You know, there's not too many guys these days that hit without batting gloves. I can remember Mark Grace when he played for the Cubs, now recently retired with the Diamondbacks. Great hitter that he was, and then you see a guy like Minkevich that's choking up and not using batting gloves. That amazes me.
That one up the middle. Roger Clemens knocks it down and hangs on to it. Not hit that hard, however. And it's an out.
And Jeff, how scary is it when the ball's hit right back at you?
Well, I'm just trying to get out of the way. They pay those other guys back here to catch that thing.
So you don't try to kick.
He's actually got a little smile.
Or try to catch it.
I don't want to. You know, a lot of times as a pitcher, when you try to catch the ball, that's when you get hit in the face.
But why is it the catcher always throws his glove up right when the ball's like back by second base?
Hey,
like, do they think it's gonna?
We're a lot closer.
Do they think it's gonna ricochet off of something and come back toward them? I've always wondered that. Why do you put your glove up when the ball's back by second? I'm just curious. Maybe it's a pitcher thing.
LaCroix pops that one up first base. Johnson, this is where you can have troubles looking into that white roof. He finds it, puts it away. LaCroix retired. He's 0 for 2, and there are 2 down. That's the problem on pop-ups here, is that white roof, same color as the ball, and it just can be like a strobe light effect sometimes trying to find it.
Well, what happens is you get these brand new balls, and then they have a guy who rubs them up. Well, what they end up being are balls the same color as the roof. So you have to really keep your eye on it. Now, some guys are able to find the ball in the air, look away, and find it again once they look back up. But those players that aren't able to do that, it's really tough for them, and it can be tough for communication as well when you can't take your eye off the ball.
Torrey Hunter says that he can take his eye off and still find it. Jock Jones, on the other hand, is exactly what you said. He's got to see it.
Now there's what the Twins wanted to do. A ground ball base hit. They've had 7 fly ball outs. That's only the 3rd ball hit on the ground, and 2 strikeouts by Clemens. Jock Jones is on, just the 2nd hit.
Well, this is what we were saying. This is a team that has to hit line drives and ground balls. This is not a team built around 40 home run hitters. They've got to utilize their speed, hit balls into the gaps, use the fact that this turf will pick up speed for your ball that you hit and get to this infield. Stay away from pop-ups.
Jock Jones and Torrey Hunter are the 2 guys that they've got to have some production for this ball club to win.
Hunter flied out his first time up. Drills that one down the line, a foul ball. Boy, was that close. Aaron Boone, even though he was back, had no chance on that Hunter grounder.
Wow, what a game of inches.
I thought that was a fair ball. We do not have a good angle, but I thought it went right over the bag.
Well, from that it did. From that shot right there it did, because even though the ball bounces foul after it goes over third base, if it crosses third base, that's a fair ball.
Yep. Greg Gibson had a much better view. Third base umpire's right there looking at it. Hunter still trying to get his first hit ever off Roger Clemens. He is 0 for 21. And there's Gibson down there and made the call, and he was right in position. Clemens with a runner at first base, not going anywhere, and he wants to talk to Posada.
Well, Posada set up inside on that first pitch, and Torrey Hunter absolutely hammered it. He got lucky that the ball actually was foul down the left field line. You leave a ball out over the plate to Torrey Hunter, I don't care if you shoot it out of a bazooka, he can hit it a long way.
He's outstanding with the ball out over the plate. A lot of teams do try to crowd him inside. I think on that first pitch, he may have taken a chance and looked inside, thinking that Clemens was going to come inside and got one.
That one is going to be fouled off the other way. What the Twins are hoping for right now is a little bit of this.
He's outstanding out over the plate. Anything that allows him to extend his arms. He has a lot of power to right center field, center field.
Home run picked up in this series. There's Andy Pettit, who was the winner, and David Wells next to him, looking towards you, who's going to be the starter in Game 4.
I wonder where those 2 left-handers will be next year.
Good question. Many in New York say, as far as Andy Pettit is concerned, the Yankees must sign him.
They'll be with me on that team that I'm going to if Bernie gets close to my record.
Team, right?
They'll be with me.
Need a broadcaster? And the delivery to Hunter is taken inside a fastball. Not me. I know a couple of guys though.
But you threw a no-hitter once, but that's for a later date. I'm sorry. I didn't want to bring that up.
I am going to have to do damage here. I can see that. Between innings, it's me and you. You know what I mean?
Leave me out of it.
Leave you out of this. Roger Clemens trying to work his way out of the inning. Runner on at first. He'll just step off. Jones back to the bag.
You know, a lot of times a pitcher, instead of shaking to get to the sign, once you get set, if you don't like the sign, you just step off to get the catcher to rerun the signs.
And swung on and missed, and Clemens continues to absolutely dominate Hunter, who's now 0 for 22 against him. When we come back, the man has done damage. He's already got 2 hits. Ernie Williams.
Back, and it is Miguel Cabrera playing after he sat yesterday to start with Mike Lowe. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and he delivers a broken back single in front of Bonds. Juan Pierre comes home, and just like winning the game yesterday, slides across safely. It is a 5-1 Marlin lead.
How about those Marlins? Wow. Are they pouring it on? Yankees have the lead here. Welcome back. Jeter right off the fists. Rivas. Jeter retired, 1 for 3 in the ball game. 1 away in 1 pitch by Loesch. Want to remind you tomorrow, ABC Sports at 1:30 Eastern. The World Golf Championships, American Express Championship. It's the final round coverage. Tiger had the lead by 5 strokes through the second round. Tomorrow, ABC Sports will have coverage beginning at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific. Now 10 under is Tiger. Apparently the new driver is working. Jason Giambi, who has struck out and flied out, much to the chagrin of the company that was paying him a lot of money for the other driver. And so it goes. Giambi's had a couple of hits and 10 at-bats here in the series. Loesch down with that one, and a 1-ball 1-strike count.
Is it the arrow or the Indian?
That's the question that one never answers. That one, a towering fly ball to center. Hunter backing up. Almost 400 feet away on that one. Carl Loesch's wife, Gabrielle, here to help celebrate her husband's birthday, hoping the Twins can pick up some runs and he can stop the Yankees right where they are. As Loesch is making his first postseason start on this his 25th birthday, he has given up the 3 runs to the Yankees. Bernie Williams has been his biggest nemesis in the ballgame. And Williams standing in. Makes that pitch for a strike. A double and scored on the Matsui home run in the second. Picked up an RBI single in the third. Bernie would love to have, everybody all the time would love to have a great postseason, but this year for Bernie Williams particularly because of the rumors that have floated around New York all year about how his days are numbered, how he slowed down, lost a step, lost a bit of the bat through the strike zone speed.
Well, at some point you figure it's going to happen. I mean, he's 35 years old. That's only natural, but he's still a pretty good hitter. It's just comparing Bernie maybe now at 35 to Bernie at 27. Yeah, he may have lost a step.
Well, Bernie may not be the speedster in center field that they need, but I tell you what, when you've got runners in scoring position, this cat can flat swing it.
Hey, he can still hit.
305 career hitter who finished with a 263 average for this past season. Had to go on the DL, had surgery, left knee with a problem that slowed him down, kept him out.
And he had some shoulder problems earlier too, both shoulders, and he just kept on playing through it. That's not an easy thing to do.
Loesch's delivery, and that one bounced on him. Came up and hit him, but it hit the ground first.
Anytime you're dealing with injuries, something that sidelines you, there's a lot of things going on. One, you have to get healthy. 2, once you come back, now you have to get your timing. You got to get back in baseball shape. All those things lend toward, you scuffling first before you start doing well. That's probably why he ended up hitting in the 260s, because of the injuries and the fact that he had to play catch up once he came back.
He may be as healthy as he's been all year right now. Check swing, and that one's going to be fouled off.
But too, David, a lot of times as professional athletes, we pride ourselves on believing that we're good, and then when you get hurt just a little bit, you think, well, it's not so bad. I think I'll be okay. I can come back and I can just play, and then it'll get better as time goes on. Well, you don't realize how much 100% and how much it takes to be able to play this game at this level.
Loesch's pitch, and another one that bounces away. So Williams will head down. And that is a 2-out base runner here in the 5th inning. So Bernie Williams on all 3 times that he has been to the plate in this game. And Gardenhire getting a little concerned now, especially on those last 2 pitches. 2 down. It'll bring up Jorge Posada.
Well, Bernie's the one guy in this lineup today who looks like he's seeing everything well. I mean, that was a great at-bat. He battled him, fouled off some tough pitches, and wouldn't chase any of Loesch's balls in the dirt.
2 changeups. He didn't even move.
Had no intention of swinging. Loesch now with a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts. Jorge Posada stands in. This series tied at 1-1. Moved from Yankee Stadium here to Minneapolis today. This is the only series that had the continual day off breaks in it. A lot of people thought that was more favorable to the Yankees than it was to the Twins. Twins didn't seem to mind. Not sure it mattered much in the end to either. Strike taken on the outside corner.
Now, if I'm getting that pitch right there, I'm going to throw it till you hit it. Ball's just a little bit off the plate away. You're going to have to go out there and get that if I'm throwing.
Up to 100 pitches, as you see. Williams off first base with 2 down. Posada takes that the other way down the line into foul territory and no play.
And I think he heard you, Jeff, because he went right back out there.
Hey, if you're getting a pitch off the plate, and we talked about that earlier, Dave, you're getting a pitch off the plate. The hitter knows it's off the plate. You know it's off the plate. Make him go out there, and then once he says, all right, I got to go out there and at least foul it off, then you can come back in and jam the fool out of it.
Where he goes with this. Williams not a big lead at first base. Here's the 0-2 delivery outside, way outside. Take a look, pitch, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Yankees trying to add to their 3-1 lead here in this ballpark. Always within striking distance with the extra base hits you can pile up. Yankees know that. And there are never tack-on runs here. They're all important runs. Down the third baseline and foul.
He's staying out there.
Just kept his at-bat alive, reaching, didn't he?
Now, at some point, Posada's got to think he has to try him inside at least one time. You don't want to stay in that area just consistently pumping fastballs to the same zone. Because if Posada gives up, takes a chance that I'm going to give up inside, he's going to hammer. Then he'll hammer this pitch away.
Jorge Posada hit .295 right-handed, .276 left-handed. And missed with that one outside. And you see the change up there at 64 miles an hour. 2-ball, 2-strike count. That's the pitch he's been showing. You said earlier, Jeff, but not trying to get it in the strike zone.
Well, every once in a while he'll try to either throw that changeup or throw that backdoor curveball, and just doesn't seem to be able to get that pitch over the plate with some consistency.
2-2 delivery came in a little bit on him. Third base. Koski. He's got it. Good job by Loesch. No runs, no hits, 1 base runner left on. Yankees have stranded 5. They lead it by 2. Kyle Loesch, a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts. Yankees have 3 runs, 6 hits off him. Bernie Williams, an RBI. Matsui, the 2 RBI homer. Roger Clemens has walked 1 and struck out a couple. He's had the ball up in the air, not on the carpet. Gotten pop-outs like this. That one coming back will end up in the seats. There's not much room behind home plate. And actually, for catchers in this ballpark, they have to get down on their knees and say a prayer of thanks that the area behind home plate is very short. Because catchers trying to catch pop-ups at the Metrodome, you talk about a problem. Ron Gardner was telling us before the game, he says, in order for catchers, the only way a catcher can find a pop-up is if the pitcher points it out. Otherwise, there's no way they can look up and know where the baseball is.
But how about that? Once he points it out, you still got to turn around and try to find it.
And then catch it. Koski's had the 0 for 1, 2 for 9 here in the series. He struck out. Roger Clemens, the all-time strikeout leader, hasn't need to use the K in this game a lot. But when he needs it, he gets it.
And what he's doing outstanding here is he's getting ahead of the hitters. Strike 1. Once you go strike 1, there's a lot of options that you can do from there.
Well, that's what makes Rogers so dangerous. When you give him a lead, he comes after you, gets ahead of you with that fastball, and then you got to hit that split finger. If you're a left-handed hitter and you're trying to catch up with a fastball and he throws you that dewdrop in, you can forget about it.
Wow. He's got 4 Ks in the game now. Twins had that leadoff man on in the first inning. They got the home run leading off. Pazinski did that in the third. But no leadoff man on here with Koski up. And this is the man who's accounted for the Twins run in the game.
And this is part of Rogers' game plan. He throws that high rider early in the ball game when he's got his juice, and as he gets tired towards the end of the game, that makes his split finger that much better. That last pitch that he threw, that ball went straight down, and as the game goes on, it's going to get even better.
You see him a little disgusted there. Pazinski stood out of the strikes, out of the batter's box. That one down to first, easy play for Nick Johnson. And there are 2 away. And boy, the Twins bats right now are mighty quiet. A couple of hits in the game is all they've had off Roger Clemens in his 23rd postseason start in this game. And he is just dominating right now and not having to throw a lot of pitches to get there.
And as of yet, we really haven't had to deal with the noise problem that we all speculated we may have to deal with, but they've done an outstanding job of silencing this crowd.
And that's been talked about all week, about how loud it would be here. It was to start the game, but they haven't had much to cheer about with the Yankees getting the early runs.
Well, that noise problem went right over the right field fence when Matsui came to the plate his first time up.
In the second inning. Guzman takes that one to left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Matsui will play that. 2-out single here, a 2-out single in the fourth inning. Fans desperately hoping that 2-out rally can come here in the fifth. Shannon Stewart, the leadoff batter, coming up. Tough to get it going with 2 down, though. That's why you want those first outs in an inning if you're a pitcher. Stewart has walked and flied out. 8 for 32 lifetime off Clemens.
This team really took off when Shannon Stewart was traded. You talk to the guys on the team, they say he's great in the clubhouse, goes all out when he's on the field. They could have asked for a better acquisition.
What an acquisition. He hit .322 in the 65 games he played after coming over from Toronto. Pitch is taken down low for a ball.
And there were a lot of people wondered why they made that trade, simply because they had a lot of outfielders that were playing anyway. I was one of them, but I tell you what, David, when this guy got here, you're right. I mean, it made a whole difference in their clubhouse, and it resulted in some great play on the field.
Finished 6th in the league in doubles, 44 2-baggers for him on the year. Runner at first and 2 down. Clemens goes outside to him, missed with it. You always feel about Clemens when he's pitching, even if he gets behind like this in a 2-0 count, you never feel as though he's lost the hitter. It's like sometimes he'll do that, trying to get you to chase a couple of pitches, and not very much. I mean, he doesn't want to get behind, but he'll come back. It's the confidence he has to do that, usually with that kind of a fastball for a strike.
Shannon did not like that pitch right there.
Thought that was high.
It's a tough call. I mean, this ball was high. It's a whole different feeling from 3-0 and 2-1, but this ball is up and out of the strike zone.
Ron Gardner didn't like it.
And one pitch can change the complexion of an inning, big time, and the complexion of an at-bat. We're talking 2-1 now instead of 3-0.
Runner at first. Guzman getting the lead. And again, Clemens, instead of throwing over in this game when there have been runners on them, and many, is just stepping off and looking them back.
And I think part of that too is Clemens doesn't like shaking off. He doesn't like to shake to a breaking ball. He doesn't like to shake back to a changeup or a split finger. A lot of times he'll just step off and then let Posada run back through the sides.
Swung out and missed. A nasty pitch down and in.
See, and that's what happens sometimes when a pitch is called on you that you know is a ball. Then it puts you on the defensive because mentally you're thinking, well, I got to swing the bat now. You know, whereas when you feel confident that a strike is a strike and a ball is a ball, well, you can wait on your pitch. But there's nothing like having that feeling or that insecurity when you're not sure that the umpire is going to help you out.
You're exactly right. You can't throw that 3-1.
That one's going to be taken up. 91-mile-an-hour fastball will make the count 3-2.
But here's how important, once again, that pitch was. If Roger throws the same pitch right here, Shannon Stewart's going to swing at it. And it's almost impossible to hit a ball like that, 93, 95, up around your chest area out on the plate. That's a tough pitch to hit.
Crowd trying to be the 10th player. Guzman will be running. 3-2 delivery. Stewart down to third. Aaron Boone backing up. Fair ball. Long throw. Didn't get him. Runner goes to third. Talk about plays that could change a game.
And see, this is why it's so important for this team to use this turf, to keep the ball on the ground for reasons like that. If you lay back on a ball and rely on your strong arm, these guys can get down the line. But he had to play the hop. See, he couldn't charge his ball. That's why he took a step back, because the ball bounced on the dirt and then came up to him. He had to play that. He couldn't. There's no way he could come in and get a short hop on this one. By playing the right bounce, actually allows Shannon Stewart a couple more steps, and he's got a lot of speed going down that first base line.
It'll be an infield hit for Stewart, and Guzman kept running, so he ends up at third. So you have runners at first and third now with 2 down, and the number 2 hitter, Rivas, coming to the plate.
And you got to give a lot of credit to Shannon Stewart. He was motoring down the first baseline. There are a lot of guys that hit a ground ball to third with a couple outs and they think, well, I'm out. Well, he didn't take anything for granted. He was busting it down the first baseline.
And Ron Gardenhire is going to make the move right here. Joe Torre has sent Mel Stottlemyre out. A discussion here on how they want to play it. Ryan has been announced as the pinch hitter.
Well, the way that Roger Clemens' split finger is working right now, I don't know if I'd pitch in a left-hander or a right-hander at this point. It just gives him Roger doesn't throw that many splits to right-handers, but when you've got a left-hander standing up there, you may see a cutter, you may see that over-the-top curveball, split finger, fastball at your chin. He's got a lot of options to go to.
And you look at the situation. This is a young guy, Ryan, facing Hall of Famer Roger Clemens. The fans are now excited. You may think it's going to rattle Roger. It may rattle him more so than Roger.
Ryan at the plate, runners at first and third for the young pinch hitter.
And that's what Roger's doing that. Whenever Posada doesn't put down a sign that he likes, he's just stepping off. He doesn't want to shake to it at all.
There are 2 away. You bring the left-hander in if you go by the numbers. Left-handers have hit only .217 off Clemens during the regular season. Right-handers .285.
And once again, he's getting strike 1 again.
And you know Ryan is coming up there looking for that heater on the first pitch. He just flips that slider over there for strike 1.
Takes the fastball for strike 2.
He's fixed to see a split finger down and away right here.
See, anytime you pinch hit, you don't want to wait around. You want to get something quick. He gets a fastball right there, but you see the front shoulder opening up. He's looking to pull something. He had no chance on that ball. That ball actually went back across the plate. By him opening that front shoulder, there's no way he could get to it.
Clemens really bearing down right now. These Minnesota Twins had the best pinch hit numbers as a team in the American League. They hit .324, their pinch hitters did. But Ryan's got a task in front of him here. A look to third, then first. Nobody open to throw to.
And you saw Clemens right before that happened. He called Posada out. I don't think Clemens wants to mess around. I think he wants to put him away right here.
And you know what? As a pinch hitter, too, you never want to go up there and not swing the bat once. So that's going to help Roger.
Ryan just reaches and fouls it off. He was 3 for 9 as a pinch hitter. Limited action. He appeared in only 27 games. He spent most of the year at AAA, where he hit just .225. Did have 15 home runs. And Ryan, what a shot here to make your postseason debut on as a pinch hitter for Rivas. Runners off first and third. Clemens with the 0-2 count. And Ryan is gone. 5 strikeouts. The Twins, no runs, a couple of hits, and 2 left on base.
He's done it all today. Dontrell Willis pitching a great game and now hitting. Takes one off his shoe top, Bobby, and he's going to go to first and then second, and he's not going to stop there.
Goes all the way around the third. That's the good news. The bad news is he didn't score, and he had no time in between innings in that dugout. And I think his legs are getting a little weary here.
Off the leadoff man in the 6th.
Kenny Rogers, the veteran, out of the bullpen. Left-hander, 38 years old, comes on for Loesch.
And a totally different in style than Loesch as well.
Hawkins in at second base with Rivas out.
Kenny's going to use all of his pitches. He has a two-seam fastball. He likes to run in on the lefties. Likes to get the lefty looking inside so he can throw that slider that breaks out over the outside corner. But he will use his full array of pitches.
Veteran who worked a couple of years in New York for the Yankees, as well as appearing on the other side of town for the Mets later in his career. That one down the line. Stewart's over and will not have a play on that. Minnesota Twins bringing this series back home to the Metrodome, where the fans have not had a lot to cheer about. Jeff Brantley, David Justice. I'm Gary Thorne. Dave Ryan with us down at field level for this ball game. Clemens a strong 1-run 4-hit performance. Williams has gone 2 for 2. The RBI has scored a run. Matsui has had the home run for the Yankees that came in the second inning. 2-run shot that brought Williams in ahead of him. Now the left-hander, Kenny Rogers, working against him. Oh, mercy.
I was just about to make that point, Gary. He will drop down and throw a breaking ball to a lefty, which is deadly.
Well, after seeing Loesch throwing that 93, 94 mile an hour heater, anything that's coming at you, you got to believe you're going to buckle a little bit. And Matsui.
But he sets this up, though. He sets it up by throwing that two-seam fastball inside. And he'll throw overhand as well as he'll drop down with that pitch as well. So lefties have a tough time against Kenny Rogers when he's dropping down.
Aaron Boone has taken an 0 for 2 so far. He has struck out and popped out. A couple of hits in 10 at-bats in the series so far for the Yankee third baseman, acquired during the season, of course, from Cincinnati. And taking over at third is Robin Ventura, was moved out of the Yankee organization. Off-speed delivery on the outside corner for a strike. Kenny Rogers in a hold-'em situation now to give the Twins a chance to get back in it.
Well, you know, Gardenhire is hoping that Rogers can just keep this game intact right now and give his offense an opportunity to score against Clemens.
This season, Rogers worked for Minnesota in 33 games, 31 of them as a starter. Only a couple of relief appearances. He goes to the bullpen here postseason for Ron Gardenhire. Right now, it's not so much about pitching for the Twins as it is the bats, as they are down in this ball game 3-1. We're in the 6th inning. Boone will take that pitch up high.
You're going to see a variety of speeds from Kenny Rogers, as you were saying, David. He'll throw anything at any time. Change-ups, breaking balls, doesn't matter what it is. And sometimes he'll throw a fastball that you'll see run away, and sometimes, just like that last fastball, a high rider at 90 miles an hour.
And that's on the inside corner. Boone did not think so.
And that's what makes him so tough. He'll use his whole repertoire of pitches, but then he pitches to all points in the strike zone. He'll go away. He went inside here. After going away twice, he was able to get Aaron Boone to chase a fastball up. Then he tried to get him again. He took it. Then he changed his eye level from looking out over the plate. Well, Boone was still looking out over the plate, and he locked him up on a fastball in. But that's pitching right there. That's a veteran pitcher doing what veteran pitchers do, keeping guys off balance.
2 down, nobody on. Left-handed hitter Nick Johnson, who has drawn a walk and grounded out. Johnson at 282 against left-handers and 70 at-bats against them this year. Takes that pitch up high for a ball. He had a couple of his 14 home runs off southpaws as well. He would like to get it going at 0 for 7. And Cool at the end of the year dropped him from the top of the lineup down to the number 8 spot for the Yankees. Joe Torre was telling us today before the game, said once I made the decision I had to move him, there wasn't really any place else in the lineup to put Nick Johnson except 8th. And I'm not going to hit him in the middle. You got Posada, you got Matsui, you got Boone there. And I didn't want him hitting 9th. So 8 was really where he has to go. And that's what he stays at for this game 3. And a 2-ball 1-strike count.
Johnson amazes me that he's got a great eye, especially for a young hitter, but he can really wait a long time. I think that's why he can hit left-handers, simply because he just keeps his hands back and he waits and waits and waits.
And he'll take that pitch inside. Finished up with a 284 average on the year, Nick Johnson, and he led the Yankees in on-base percentage. That's why he was at the top of the order. He was able to get on base. Struck out only 57 times in 324 at-bats. Rogers' pitch is foul back. He got one he wanted and couldn't connect on the fastball. A 3-ball 2-strike count. Full house. Expecting another full house here tomorrow. Over 55,000. Three-two pitch from Kenny Rogers right there. 3 strikeouts. Those were veteran strikeouts. It's not about heat. It's about location.
That was still the same. Folks, the Giants rallying here against Dontrelle Willis. The inning after his triple, he came back out, gave up a single, another hit. Rich Aurelius then fires one down the line. That made it a 5-2 ball game. It is now a 5-4 ball game thanks to another extra base hit by Edgardo Alfonso, seen right here. Barnes with a sacrifice made it 5-3. That double made it 5-4.
Time to get it done for the Giants. And they're battling back. Same true here for the Twins. The middle of the order up, 6th inning. They are down 3-1. Roger Clemens rocking along here. And Kavich swings on that one. He is 0 for 2 in a game.
How about this? Coming into this inning, Rockets faced 20 batters, and he's only thrown 21 balls.
Well, he's continuing to go strike one. I mean, he's continuing to attack the strike zone. He goes strike one with the fastball. Now it puts him in a position now where he can throw that split finger, and the Twins are chasing it. He's basically putting them on their heels. Been putting them on their heels all day.
That one misses outside, trying to get him to chase. A 1-ball 2-strike count. Kavich has had an 0 for 9 now in the series against the Yankees. This Twins team that ended up 3rd with a .277 batting average being shut down by Yankee pitching. And he just missed. Clemens wanted that one as he stared in.
How can Minkevich reach that split finger away choked up that far unless you just get right on top of the dish?
And this is a pitch Rocket really wanted. Posada didn't move a muscle. He just threw it right into the mitt.
2-ball 2-strike delivery. Minkevich goes towards the middle. Soriano's not going to get it. He'll make the big turn. It's bobbled by Williams. It'll be an error. Rivera gets it in.
Well, that's exactly what happens when you throw a pitch that you don't get called. Well, first thing you think is I have to move it over a little bit in order to get it called. It was more of a hittable pitch for Minkevich, who drove it right back through the middle.
You're right, David. He started this ball middle in, and the ball just didn't quite get to the outside part of the plate.
Yankees commit their 3rd error of the series. Base hit and an error. And what a big error it could be. Instead of a runner at first with a double play possibility, you end up now runner at second base leading off the inning. LaCroix pops that one up outside of first base. Johnson over. No play.
Well, the Yankees have opened the door just a little bit for him. Let's just see how much Twins can walk inside that door. But you're right. It's a different ball game when a man is just on first base with nobody out, with a man on second, because you want to get him over. You don't necessarily have to score both runs now, but you cannot leave this inning without getting 1 run. So he has to get him over and give an opportunity to the guy on deck to drive him in.
That one's going to be taken down low. LaCroix, their designated hitter, has gone 0 for 2. Only 1 hit and 9 at bats in the series. The Twins' designated hitters were 2nd best in the American League, and he was their primary DH. They hit .273 as a team in the DH spot. A chopper down to 3rd is foul.
This is also one of those situations when you start to hear the crowd starting to get back into the ball game. Well, I think also from Roger Clemens' standpoint, this is where he starts to elevate. Anytime a guy on his ball club makes a mistake behind him, he doesn't pity himself. He doesn't say, woe is me. What he does is he turns it up, and he turns it up big time.
And we'll see if he goes with the high fastball, because that's what he got him to strike out with before.
Stayed down with it. Boone. Runner holds. Another long throw to first, and a good one. On the money, and Kavich could not move up. LaCroix is out of there, 1 away in the 6th.
See, I truly believe you want to get your runs back a little at a time. You need to get this runner over to 3rd base if you can.
Well, you saw 3 pitches in a row from Roger Clemens, split fingers that were running down and in to LaCroix. He knows LaCroix is trying to hit that ball the other way, so he's giving him something off speed that he's got to roll over on. Aaron Boone makes a nice play at 3rd base also.
1 away. Jack Jones coming up. He has singled, 2 hits now in the series, 2 for 10. He has gone 6 for 25 lifetime off Clemens, who gets the strike.
See, here was an opportunity for Jack Jones to possibly be hitting with a man on third with less than 2 outs, and the infield would have been back. They would have been giving you the run, so all you have to do is put the ball in play. Now they've created a totally different situation where he has to get a hit now in order to score this run.
Available outs to work with for the Twins running down. We are in the 6th. That one another chopper that bounces off his leg, a foul ball. First warm-up action for the Yankees today. Contreras and White. Mel Stottlemyre said before the game, if Clemens had run in trouble early, they would have gone probably with a left-hander Long or Contreras. Now they've got Contreras out there in a much shorter situation with Clemens working his way deeper into the game. And Jorge Posada will go out to tackle him.
And you agree, Jeff, here that they just want to get on their same page in terms of what they want to do here with Jack Jones' situation?
I think there's no doubt about it. We've seen time and time again where Roger, I haven't seen him shake off one pitch today. Anytime that he's disagreed with Posada, he's stepped off the mound and got Posada to rerun the signs, or he's called him out. You've got a 2-strike situation here. The last thing you want to do is make a mistake.
Runner at second base and 1 down. Look about Jorge Posada. Interesting now that Posada has caught 66 of Roger Clemens' 310 wins. That is the most by any catcher. He passed Tony Pena, who had been the leader in that department before with Clemens' years with the Red Sox. And again taken outside. So they have formed quite the battery since Roger Clemens arrived in New York.
You saw where he went with that 0-2 pitch, David. He knows he's been getting a little bit on that outside corner. He tried to hit it 0-2, and then he came back with that split trying to get Jones to chase it.
Runner off second base. Swung on and missed, and really late on that. Jones retired, 6 Ks. Let's check it again with Carl.
Gary, thank you. Guess what? The Giants have come all the way back. 5-4. Brad Penny in. A ball underneath the glove of the shortstop, Alex Gonzalez. It ties it. Snow was on first and was quickly picked off by Pudge Rodriguez. The argument continues between Snow and the first baseman. Back to you.
Wow, what a comeback by the Giants. See if they can maintain it. That towards third. Handled by Boone. Play to first on the money. Hunter retired. 0 for 3 in the game and 0 for 23 off Clemens. Saying thank you at third. The series tied at 1-1. The Yankees 3-6-1. The Twins 1-5-0. The error did not hurt the Yankees as that runner got stranded at second base. And now the Yankees come up. Rivera leading it off, batting 9th in the order. Soriano and Jeter to follow. We go to the 7th inning. One of these clubs will be up 2-1 when this ball game is done. Kenny Rogers gives up the base hit. The ground ball Rivera puts into left field. Stewart will get it back in, and we're going to check in with Dave Ryan. David.
All right, Gary, thanks so much. Great weekend for sports here in the Twin Cities. The Twins and Yanks, of course, are tied 1-1 in their series, the American League Divisional Series. Also, the Minnesota Vikings, the beloved Vikes, are 4-0, leaders of the NFC North. They play against Atlanta tomorrow. University of Minnesota football team about to be 6-0. They're trouncing Northwestern right now, 42-17 late. And the Minnesota Wild open up their season Wednesday against the Chicago Blackhawks. And here watching the game in section 125, Gary, is Andrew Brunette, star left winger, Minnesota Wild, who won that series with Colorado. Remember that last year in overtime in Denver. But no Marion Gaborik and Pascal Dupuis, Gary. Right now they are having holdouts.
We're getting a hockey update going here, aren't we? All right, for the Wild. And they've attracted sellout crowds over there in St. Paul, the Twin Cities, playing extremely well. And these fans are serious about sports. I love this area. It's a great area for a sports town. It's like Chicago, Boston, New York. I mean, there's just a lot of sports flavor here. Alfonso Soriano at the plate. Rivera on at first, picked up the single. Soriano's had an 0 for 3, 5 for 12 in the series.
You have to watch Kenny Rogers when you're leading off first base. He'll give you a series of 3 moves, and they're all a little bit different. But that third move is the one that when you're leading off first base, you think he's going home. He gets right to that 45-degree mark, and then he comes down Laredo sidearm and usually gets you.
And that one is foul back. Soriano trying to get off the schneid here in this game after his great season and a great start in this series. And the Yankees looking to add runs late in this ball game off the reliever. Loesch went 5 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, a couple of walks and 5 strikeouts for the Twins starter. Kenny Rogers came on, struck the side out in the 6th. Rivera's on now. Soriano takes it outside for a ball. Joe Torre's team, which typically great on the road, they won 52 games on the road. In fact, they won one more game on the road than they did at Yankee Stadium this season, went 51-29 away from the stadium. Rogers' pitch is going to miss up high, and he falls behind on Soriano, 2-1.
As we were talking earlier, a lot of teams really try to crowd Soriano. They don't think he can handle the ball around the waist, up around the letters, inside. They feel it's a hole. But Kenny Rogers is going to attack him low and try to keep the ball away. That's more towards Soriano's strength. So he needs to be careful on his command out over the plate against Soriano.
312 hitter off left-handers, takes that one to left field. Back near the warning track. Stewart, runner tags, is going. Throw is not in time. So Rivera, seeing how deep that ball was, takes second base on Stewart, who couldn't get it back in time on the fly ball up by Soriano.
And see, this is knowing your outfielders. This is also, I think you should give credit to coaching. Right from the beginning, Lee Mazzilli tells him, tag up. They know the arm strength of Shannon Stewart is not there. It's a deep fly ball. He knows he has a great chance of making this.
Well, you also made another point too, David, about Kenny Rogers having to be careful with Soriano. If that pitch is up just a little bit more than what it was, that ball is in the seats.
Is gone.
Now Rogers has got to work to Jeter. They're going to put him on with the intentional pass as Derek Jeter hit 370 off left-handers. Well, Rogers is not going to give him a chance. The Jeter-Giambi combo right there. But they're not the ones on the field. Giambi's waiting on deck here.
Well, we saw some of the breaking balls that Rogers threw early in the first inning to a couple of these left-handers, and you never know what Gardenhire's got up his sleeve. He's either going to let Rogers stay out there and try to bring that hook, or may go to Romero in that bullpen.
They've got the bullpen ready. Boy, if you let Giambi hit against Rogers with those kind of numbers that he put up with, that 435 average, it puts your job on the line.
He's going to go to Romero.
And Gardy's decided he likes working as a manager at the major league level. So he's going to the bullpen.
Swim class, $60. Hockey camp, $340.
He just hasn't been able to get that big curveball over the plate for a strike. And if you can't throw a second pitch for a strike in the big leagues, guess what? You're going to be in big trouble.
Giambi is 2 for 7 off this left-hander. And Gardner wanted to keep a left-hander in there because Giambi hit only 192 off lefties. From 80 points higher against right-handers.
And J.C. Romero loves to pound lefties in. He's a hard thrower, and he's got a lot of movement on his ball that when he throws it inside.
Runners at first and second base. Only one away. 7th inning. Pitch up high for a ball. Yankees got the single from Rivera. The intentional pass given to Jeter.
Well, when you're brought in the ball game as a reliever, especially in this kind of situation, Romero is in to get Giambi out, not to pitch around him and have to pace Bernie Williams.
That one down to first, and it's only going to be 1. Mitkevich took a look at second base, had a little trouble getting back up after he fielded that. So the runners move up, but Giambi's retired. 2 down.
And this ball was hit pretty good. But you have to get at least 1 out. I mean, that's a tough play to double up anyway, but just get 1 out.
Interesting. We were talking, David. Ron Gardenhire made that point today when we were before the game. That he's told his people in this ballpark, make sure you get an out. Don't go for the extra big play. Don't go for the extra out. On those kind of ground balls, you're getting out. Well, they did. Now the intentional pass will be given here to Williams, with a switch hitter Jorge Posada waiting on deck. So Bernie Williams is going to get his second walk of the game. It's the first that's been intentional.
David, when you're standing on deck right here as a hitter, and the guy in front of you gets intentionally walked, how much does that issue a challenge to you? I mean, how hard is that to keep your emotions under control and know that you've got to come to the plate?
Well, personally, I don't take it personally. It's like Bernie Williams is a great hitter, so I'm looking at it, you're picking your poison right now. You know, you choosing to use a knife or a gun. The knife just went down to first. Now you got a gun coming up next. You just chose your poison.
There you go.
Well, Jorge Posada will get the chance. Switch hitter will bat right-handed here with the bases loaded. Posada went 4 for 14 this year with the bases loaded, including 1 grand slam home run. He stands in batting right-handed. Posada, a .295 hitter off lefties this year. He's got them full. Rivera, Jeter, and Williams.
I often wonder if that guy that's standing on deck while the person in front of him is getting intentionally walked, if he just tries to do too much when he gets up there sometimes.
Well, when you're hitting well, you're over there smiling.
Yeah. Takes it up high for a ball. Romero with no room to put him. Posada's 0 for 3.
And when you're not hitting well, you hope he throws it to the backstop.
Get all those runs in while I'm standing there. Just don't make me swing. Posada's had but 1 hit and 11 at bats in this series. Here's another one of those key moments in the ball game. As we are in the 7th inning, the Yankees have the 3-1 lead. They got 2 runs in the 2nd inning, another in the 3rd, have not scored since. Twins have only had the home run. Kozinski put it on the board in the 3rd. Posada fouls that one back into the screen.
Well, he knew he was going to get a fastball, and he got one, just missed it, and he knows he missed it.
Turn around to talk to Wally Bell, the home plate umpire, about where that pitch was. It looked like. Some umpires will help you out on that. Some won't.
Or he might have told Wally, I should have killed that.
That's true. As David said, that he knew it was coming and just couldn't catch it. Posada takes that away, and with the bases loaded, he gets ahead on the count, 2-1.
You know, Jeff, just to add to what you said earlier, I think the key for Romero as well this year is the fact that not being able to locate his off speed and basically being a one-pitch pitcher. It's tough on a major league level to be a one-pitch pitcher.
Get hammered. I don't care how hard you throw it.
And he's got a pretty good one pitch.
That one is going to be inside, and now he's in dangerous territory.
The problem that you have is when you can't throw a breaking ball or a changeup over the plate, a lot of times you have a tendency to overthrow your fastball trying to make it too good, and that's what we see with Romero right now. When he lets go of the ball, his body's recoiling all over the place.
And he's dealing with a pretty patient hitter in Posada who will take a ball for a walk. He won't go outside of his strike zone.
Bases loaded. 3-1 delivery. Posada swings, pops it up. Shallow right. They're pointing. Can you see it? Jock Jones can. The Gardner walked 2 intentionally in the 7th. Got away with it. It's 7th inning stretch time. Yankees lead. The Twins have been able to hold the Yankees down, though. Loesch, the starter, Rogers, and then Romero. And now they've got to try and find a way to get some runs. Bottom 3rd of the order up. Koski 0 for 2. Contreras and White both have been up previously, and they are throwing now in the bullpen. Koski has struck out twice, continued his nightmare against Clemens. 1 for 19 in his career now, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. Rockets pitch down to first. Johnson, fine play. He'll take it. And gets the out. 1 away, bottom half of the 7th inning. Take a look at our storyline here in game 3. Hideki Matsui, the 2 RBI homer that came in the 2nd inning, his first postseason homer. Clemens has been in charge in this game. Just the 5 hits, 6 1/3 innings work. Kozinski's driven in the run, the solo home run that came in the 3rd. for Minnesota.
Well, Roger walked the first batter that he faced. He's been pretty much in control ever since then. Split fingers, backdoor sliders, fastballs in. We haven't seen him knock down that hitter that we were talking about, but he has absolutely been in control.
He hasn't had to, huh?
Hadn't had to.
Buzinski takes that pitch. He delivered the home run in the 3rd inning. Twins have stranded 5 in the game. 3 of those in scoring position. Yankees have stranded 8. 4 of them in scoring position. There have been chances, but not great ones very often in this game against any of these pitchers. Late on a fastball.
But it's getting late, and anytime you're playing against the Yankees, you know you're only a couple innings away from Mariano Rivera. You know, and guys really do think about that because he is so tough down there in that bullpen, and you know he's lurking. And you know he's about to get loose and about to get ready. You got to mount a charge here soon. There's not a lot of runs being scored off him.
A high chopper to second base. Soriano. Charity hop for him. Buzinski is retired. We'll check in again with Carl.
Gary, you look back on series and you say these are the deciding points perhaps. The Marlins had the bases loaded with nobody out. Miguel Cabrera struck out and Juan Encarnacion. Double play. The Giants survive thanks to Matt Hergis. It's still tied.
David was talking about situations where you got to get a run. There was one. Clemens has got 2 down and nobody on. Guzman batting number 9. He takes the pitch for his strike. He's had a single and has flied to center.
David, you were talking about the opposition knowing that Rivera was lurking in the bullpen. I think that also helps these Yankee starters because they know they don't have to finish the game because they've got a supreme closer at the end of the ball game. You can see Roger. He turned it up in the last inning, and you can see him now. He can smell the end of the ball game.
Oh yeah, I mean, on every team I've played for, whenever we played the Yankees, you know we want to be ahead late in the game.
Short Jeter, who is playing in anyway. And that's why Guzman 3 ground ball outs. So all of a sudden Clemens has had 5 grounds outs in the last 5 innings. Welcome back. There is Roger Clemens. Shirt tails out.
Well, Roger Clemens is starting to smell this ball game, smelling the end of this ball game, and you can see this ground ball to Jeter. Watch Roger. Oh, he is getting excited, boys. He is getting fired up. When Roger's like this, it's Roger and Rivera, and that's it.
So the Yankees will come to bat here in the 8th inning, still with that 3-1 lead. Matsui a big part of that as he hit the 2 RBI homer in the 2nd inning, and he launched it. He pulled one against Kyle Loesch, the starter, for the home run. Now it'll be Romero working against Matsui, and that pitch is taken inside for a ball. Matsui hit .287 against both right-handers and left-handers. Exact same average. Power came against the right-handers, 13 home runs out of the 16 he hit in the regular season. And Romero's way up high with that one and behind 2-0. Really important now for the Twins. You cannot let the Yankees get another run here in the 8th and 9th inning. Rick Anderson rather immediately on the phone to the bullpen. That's a strike. 2-1.
Insurance runs this late in the ball game not only increases your lead, it decreases your morale in the opposing dugout.
Arrows delivers a chopper towards the middle. That's going to be another base hit. A big day for Matsui, who's now 2 for 4 in the ball game, and he leads off the 8th with a single. Gardenhire talking to Anderson now about what they want to do.
Well, he gets a fastball out over the plate, very similar to the pitch before that, and just drove it right back to the middle. As you can see, there a lot of room up the middle.
Well, if you're Matsui, why look for anything else? The first 2 breaking balls weren't even close to the plate. You know you're going to get a fastball 2-1. That's all you got to look for.
Now Boone up, looking for his first hit of the game. Aaron Boone's taken an 0 for 3. Couple of hits and 11 at bats. Asked to bunt here. Fouls that one back. So Joe Torre's playing for that extra run.
David, you were right. Down in that Yankee bullpen, we do see Mr. Rivera lurking a little bit.
Lurking is the key word there. And it looks like he may come on to pitch the 8th and the 9th.
which
sure
would
looked like
be
Roger was
done, huh? Boone will draw the third baseman Koski in now, having shown bunt on that last pitch. Shows it again. Drops a good one. Beautiful. Deadened that one. Gets the sacrifice. Runner down to second base. More great baseball is going to be coming your way. The Braves and the Cubs at 4 o'clock Eastern and 1 Pacific. This is game 4. That'll be on Fox. Cubs have a 2-1 lead. The Red Sox and the A's. The A's have a chance to wrap it up. That'll be at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Game 3 on ESPN2. Lilly and Lowe, the scheduled starters. The A's leading that one 2-0.
Now here's the difference of the two ball clubs. The Yankees are ahead, yet they're looking for an opportunity to push another run across. Whereas you look back in the 6th inning when the Twins had an opportunity with a man on second base just to get him over to third and try to make this one-run game. They weren't able to get him over to third, and now instead of it being 3-2, you're 3-1. The Yankees, although they're ahead, are still trying to do the little things to put a man in scoring position to try to score.
Fundamentals and execution.
With Rivera out there, a 3-run lead would look enormous. Johnson has a walk. He is grounded out, called out on strikes. He's got a runner on at second base with one away here in the 8th inning. Nick Johnson trying to get the base hit off Romero, and it could be an RBI. That one to short. Guzman's got to go deeper. Makes the play. 2 down. Guzman perfectly positioned. He'd moved way over to second base. And with that out, that'll take care of Romero's performance today. He is going to be coming out of the ball game with Rivera coming up. They'll get the right-hander in. We are in the 8th inning, a series that's tied at 1-1 in this game. The Yankees lead it 3-1. This bullpen of the Minnesota Twins, 4th best ERA during the regular season, and they're getting a workout here as Juan Rincon, the 24-year-old, comes on to pitch.
Rincon likes to sink the ball into these right-handers and get them to fish for sliders away. When Rincon is on, the ball starts in the middle of the plate and it sinks off, and you get a lot of ground balls from these right-handers.
Runner on at second base. Now 2 down. Juan Rivera, 3 singles, a run scored, 3 hits and 8 at bats in the series now. He's got an RBI chance. Matsui's the runner at second base. Rincon comes in with an overhand fastball for a strike. The top of the order is going to be coming up in the 8th inning for the Twins, so the meat of that order, even though it has not been hitting, will be coming up, and that's why the Twins trying to keep this at a 3-1 disadvantage and not let that extra run be scored here. Rincon's pitch is chopped to short. Guzman, the high hop, makes the play. So despite a leadoff single by Matsui, the pen that denies. No runs, base hit, 1 left on. Top of the order, due up. The Yankees have a 3-1 lead, and not only do they have a 3-1 lead going to the bottom of the 8th, they have a healthy Mariano Rivera out of the bullpen.
And Joe Torre is basically telling you, I'm trying to win this game right here, right now. I have my closer who's very capable of going 2 innings. He's done it many times for me. I know he's ready to do it today. He doesn't mess around and try to go to setup man in 8th inning. He's going straight to the closer and trying to shut it down with his best.
And he did it in game 2. He got the save in game 2, working 2 innings, striking out 1, giving up nothing. The top of the order for Minnesota. Shannon Stewart leading it off. His single walked and flied to left field. Rivera converted 40 out of 46 save opportunities this past season. Right-handers much better against him, 281, than left-handers, who hit only 199 this year against him.
And the reason why right-handers are more effective because that cutter is more like a slider to them. It's a cutter that it breaks away from them. They see that pitch a lot. From the left side hitting against him, that ball really runs into your hands, and it's a very tough pitch to hit.
Jammed him. Not going to hit that one.
Now that's the pitch he has developed, because everyone in the league knew, especially the left-handers, that he's going to bore in on your hands, going to bore in on you. Well, he started developing a sinker now to go along with that cutter, which has made him a lot tougher. And you saw it there.
Look at that number, 191, this lineup against Rivera for the Twins. They hit only 173 against Clemens. Now that's a tough day with the bats when you're facing those numbers. The Twins have got to find a way to get it done. The only run, Brzezinski's home run, that came in the 3rd inning. Fastball popped up right field, pointing up. Where is it? Rivera coming, finds it. Stewart retired, one away in the 8th inning. Roger Clemens could be the winner.
Clemens started out walking the first batter that he faced, but after that he was absolutely dominant, working the split finger down and away from these left-handers, pinpoint control, getting a lot of ground balls and using his defense. Clemens only throws 99 pitches, 71 of which were strikes. That tells me he was challenging the strike zone all day long.
Boy, he did it well. He gave up the home run. That was it against him. Ford is up as the pinch hitter. Lou Ford. See the numbers put up during the regular season. He's in for Hawking in the number 2 spot. Pinch hitting here in the 8th inning.
And Gardenhire also knows it's tougher to pinch hit against Mariano Rivera with a lefty. And you see, you're going to start, I think, throughout the league, see more teams pinch hit with right-handers against Mariano, because the lefties on the team are telling the manager, you don't pinch hit a left-handed. It's too tough for lefties.
Numbers certainly stand up to that. That one fouled off the end of the bat.
So they're saying, don't pinch hit me, because I don't want any part of this guy.
When Rivera comes in, there ain't a lefty on that bench looking at the manager. You know how guys like looking at the coach when you want to get in the basketball game? All the players are looking out into the field.
Where's my pinch hitter? He's in the bathroom.
like they're not even there. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way. Is that typical? Rivera. He gets the strikeout, and there are 2 down here in the 8th inning. Great to have you with us here as the Yankees look to take the lead in this thing. This game has just been about pitching.
It has been, and we were talking about Rivera earlier and about how effective he is with left-handers running that cutter in. And I would imagine that if you look down the bench and you're looking for a left-handed pinch hitter against Rivera, everybody's tying their shoe, or maybe there's just a restroom break.
Wait, David wants to have a comeback. We can send him down. You ready to go?
I'll wait till tomorrow next game. No.
Just checking. 2 down in a hurry, and a strike taken. Minkevich has had a 1 for 3, a single picked up in the 6th inning.
And you know, it's funny because I've seen guys try to talk their way or try to body language their way out of an at-bat when they don't feel comfortable.
Can't find my bat. Where's my bat at? I can't find that bat.
Jammed him.
That's why
at the plate.
That's why right there. You see that ball, and even Minkevich, choked up as much as he is, that ball looks like it's right down the middle, and then his hands, the knob of the bat almost drives into his stomach trying to get the bat head to the ball. That's almost impossible to hit.
It is impossible to hit. Not almost, it is impossible to hit. But he relies on you chasing the pitch in off the plate. He gets a lot of guys swinging balls that aren't strikes.
And then catches a little line drive. And is he all right? Yes. A 1-2-3 inning. Rivera sets the Twins down. We go to the 9th. Yankees up. The Yankees batting in the 9th inning, top of the order. And Soriano fouls it back off Rincon. The 3rd second baseman that we have had in the ball game. Gomez is now in. Chris Gomez, with Hawking coming out for a pinch hitter after Rivas had come out for a pinch hitter as well. 0 for 4 today for Soriano, 5 for 13 in the series. Yankees 3 outs away from taking the advantage 2-1. Right back here for game 4 tomorrow. Foul back. It'll be Johan Santana scheduled to go against David Wells in game 4. And there's Wells. Joe Torre didn't make that announcement immediately at the start of the series, but has said since, I knew I was going to start him. I just didn't announce it, waited just in case something happened, but said it really wasn't an issue for me. That's who I wanted, and that's who's going to go. Foul back, 0-2. The Twins bats have just been held down by Clemens today. You take the middle, we talked about Hunter and Koski are now a combined 1 for 43 lifetime off Clemens. They've not been able to get any thump out of the 4 hitters in the middle of the order in this series so far. Guzman makes the play, 0 for 5 for Alfonso Soriano. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Major League Baseball is going to be giving away World Series tickets for life. Other great prizes too. You can win. The hologram numbers will be announced during games 1 through 4 of the World Series, and you can visit your neighborhood Radio Shack store for the chance to win. As we get to the point of starting to whittle down just where that World Series might be played. The chance for a couple of elimination games today. Cubs, A's, an opportunity to get it done. Derek Jeter is singled in 3 at-bats, threw an intentional pass in the 7th. Twins have lost only 3 postseason games here at the Metrodome ever. They are 13-3 in games that have been played here. Yankees trying to tack one onto that.
And we called it right. I mean, Roger just did an outstanding job of jumping ahead of these hitters today with quality fastballs. I mean, you didn't see too many fastballs in the middle of the plate today from Roger Clemens. And then he worked off that fastball with the split finger that had a lot of dance in it. And he just kept these hitters off balance all day. It seemed like they were hitting 0-2 and 1-2 all day long.
Rincon's delivery is fisted to Jeter. That's heading out into right field. Little curve back a little bit. Doug Jones is there to put it away. We'll check in with Carl Ravitch. Carl.
Hi, Gary. Thank you. An intentional walk to Barry Bonds has him on first base. They bring up the hottest hitter maybe in all of the division series. Edgardo Alfonso and Carl Pavano, who pitched yesterday, induces him to ground out. So it's the Marlins who are coming up now with a chance in the bottom of the 8th to grab a lead.
Big comeback there for the Giants if you missed it in the middle innings to tie that game up.
That's some serious respect for a player. I mean, 2 outs, you walk him, just go ahead and put him on base because you think he's going to get. You don't think he's going to get a hit. You think he's going to get a home run.
That's a no-brainer in that situation, right?
I mean, that's
exactly what you're thinking, and it's been made very clear they are not going to let Bonds beat them. Giambi at the plate with 2 down and nobody on. He's had an 0 for 4. LaCroix, Jones, and Hunter, the do-ups in the bottom of the 9th inning for the Twins. Rincon gets the foul ball on the fastball and an 0-2 count.
As you see, they're still trying to elevate the fastball on Giambi. He's an outstanding low ball fastball hitter. But at times, you just can't catch up to the high fastball, especially when you talk about 93, 94 miles an hour.
Rincon, the 0-2 pitch. Missed inside with a fastball.
Giambi's got just a little bit of an uppercut to his swing. I think that's what makes him such a great low ball hitter. But when those fastballs are elevated, especially when they're right at his hands, it seems like he gets just underneath the baseball. It's not his timing so much as it is the fact that his approach with the bat, he just doesn't quite get to the ball.
Wouldn't swing at that one, which is taken outside, and a 2-ball 2-strike count. So Giambi refusing to give it and bite on pitches just out of the strike zone. Now forces Rincon to have to find a way to get him in it. 24-year-old right-hander, the 4th pitcher used by the Twins today. 3-ball 2-strike count. This crowd has been like the engine of a Model T when it's 20 below 0.
Well, they stopped as soon as that ball to Matsui hit out there in those right field seats.
You can hear it cranking, but it just won't start. And he walked him after he had a 2-strike count. So a 2-out walk here in the 9th inning will give Bernie Williams another shot at it. Coming up, the Game 4 starters. You see their records. Wells, Santana. And you also see the time on the network to be determined on that, pending the outcomes of the other games being played today. David Wells has been on the bench throughout this ball game, watching and enjoying. Lee Mazzilli waiting down at first base now as we're going to get a pinch runner. DeLucci coming on. David Wells, of course, has the no-no to his credit against this team.
But David Wells is a big game pitcher. I mean, he's had a lot of games in which he's performed extremely well in tough games. And that's why Joe Torre named him, because he has a lot of confidence, you know, that he will give an outstanding performance tomorrow.
Well, there's been a lot of things that have gone on with David this year. A lot of controversy starting from spring training, comments that he's made. But I can tell you, those guys that are in that dugout over there, the team that plays behind him, they all love David Wells. And to me, that's the most important thing. If you're going to have a guy out there on the mound, you want those guys behind him that are going to play hard. And I assure you they will be doing that.
Bernie Williams with DeLucci, the pinch runner at first base, takes it up high. A 1-ball-1-strike count. Our college game day scoreboard coming up. Lots of great football action going on, presented by Acura. That will be coming up next here on ESPN. Yankees leading this ninth inning 3-1. And trying to get another one going with 2 down. Rincon working to Williams. Double, single, and 2 walks in the game today for Bernie. Takes a strike on the inside corner. Those are the do-ups. That's pretty much the heart of the order. LaCroix, Jones, and Hunter. They'll be doing it against Mariano Rivera, set the side down in order in the 8th. One-two delivery. Williams fouls it off.
Well, the last thing that you want for the Minnesota Twins right here is to give up another run. It's tough enough to score 2 runs in the 9th. It's tough enough to score 1 run off of Rivera anytime, much less putting together 2 or 3 runs. You've got to be able to get your club back into the dugout right here and just hope that you can get somebody on and maybe get a big blast.
Rivera waiting to go to work. Gardenhire knows how tough that's going to be for his Twins. Yankees looking to take the edge on the road in this series that's right now even at 1 apiece. Williams swings and misses. Rincon got it. And they mount the comeback. Bottom of the 9th coming up. To rev it up, bottom of the 9th inning with their Twins down 3-1.
Well, it's going to take everyone in this stadium, plus the guys coming to the plate, to mount a comeback against the likes of Mariano Rivera.
We have not had a run scored since the 3rd inning. Our college game day scoreboard coming up next. Illinois Purdue will be coming up bottom of the hour, their football game. Rivera goes to work. A strike on the inside corner. Matthew LaCroix leading it off. He's had an 0 for 3, 1 for 10 in the series. Mariano Rivera, the all-time leader in postseason saves, looking for his 27th. And gets ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
If you'll watch Rivera when he sets that, when he gets set right before he delivers the ball to the plate, you'll see his front foot just tap just a couple of times. What he's trying to do is get that weight set back on his back leg so he can give his arm time to get up in the power position to get on top of that cutter.
Rivera ahead on the count here. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. He's got his 2nd strikeout. He's retired. All 4 faced. Let's get out of Dave Ryan.
All right, Gary, thanks a lot. To the top of the broadcast, you guys at the booth talk so much about the noise here at the Metrodome and how the fans of the Twins hope to intimidate the Yankees, maybe bother them a little bit. We do have a noise meter, and we've been watching it all day. Now, guys, anything over 85 decibels can be damaging to the ear at prolonged exposure. The high for the day so far has been about 110 when A.J. Przinsky had the home run. And the best way to combat that is to put in the old earplugs. It will reduce it by about 30 decibels.
Anybody have aspirin? Trying to bunt with 1 down. Jock Jones.
Well, I think their ears are safe today, because there hasn't been too many times in which that meter has been very high.
No. Jones has had a single, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Clemens a chance to win it. Loesch could be the loser. Rivera comes in with a heater, and he's just not giving the Twins batters any chance.
That's just such a tough pitch to handle. A ball in off the plate. He's so effortless in his delivery, and his ball just jumps on the left-hander.
Got him. 3 strikeouts, 5 in a row, retired, 2 down, bottom of the 9th.
Well, you can see the swings that the Twins are taking off of Mariano Rivera, and this is not unlike any other club that faces Rivera in the 9th. Whenever you're swinging at balls that are this far out of the strike zone, you're just not comfortable with the guy that's standing on the mound. And when you're not comfortable in the batter's box, you're not going to make very good contact.
As well as when you're looking in because you know it's going to be in, you have a tendency to chase too far in because your eyes are looking so far in.
He has thrown 7 pitches, 2 strikeouts, and a ground ball out, and the Yankees win it. 1, 2, 3. Rivera gets the save. 27 postseason saves, the all-time leader. And the Yankees have taken the lead in this series 2-1. Matsui delivered a big 2 RBI homer that came in the 2nd inning. Przenski the only run for Minnesota on his home run. That came in the 3rd. That's going to do it. College Game Day scoreboard coming up. A final score here. The Yankees win it by a score of 3-1. And the Yankees have the 2-1 edge. On behalf of all of our crew here in Minnesota, for Dave Justice, Jeff Brantley, Dave Ryan, this is Gary Thorne. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Lots